Pretty good mission.
All right, welcome back to Pacific NorthQuest. Woo! We're a group of 7 white guys. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
He's not wrong.
Anyway, previously in the land of Barovia, our party was fleeing the town square in Vallaki, the largest town in this dark realm. The festival of the Enduring Dawn, which had been intended by the burgomaster Vargas Valakovich to quiet the rising unrest in the town, was interrupted by the fact that the dawn did not come. That's where I stopped already.
Dun, dun,
I'm gonna get a little less dramatic right now.
Pretty dramatic situation, to be fair.
It was quite dramatic. And so Fiona Walker, seeing this and the absence of Isaac Strahd from the festival, as her sign to make a move, began to attempt a coup of the town. She was interrupted by Stradvin's art. No, sorry, by Vasily von Holtz, who turned out to be an illusion. He was then, in a way, interrupted by dissolving into nothingness, and also by Strahd von Zarkovich himself, who, as it turns out, had charmed much of the party, and perhaps much of the town as well.
It seems
So was it Strahd posing as Vasily, or like Strahd invisible using an illusion separately?
The illusion was separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a disguise. So.
No.
You all saw Vasily dissolve,
After I shot
You shot him, yeah.
and then Strahd von Zarkovich appeared from a dense crowd.
It was like that Tupac hologram at Coachella. Fucked me up when I saw that.
Anyway, chaos erupted in the town, long story short, and the party fled, taking refuge in their familiar tower. Skimming over some of the details there.
Some important people died.
Who died?
The
all the
burgomaster.
potential leaders of the
Burgomaster.
town.
I have a little
BT dubs.
I have a little calendar going of all the events,
She
and
got one shot.
and for the festival, I just wrote chaos. So yes, Vallaki was left partially on fire and leaderless as far as the party goes.
Mm-hmm. Power vacuum.
Yep. But they were able to get themselves out safely, as well as Irina Boyana, as well as Venriken himself. The fate of his saber-toothed tiger is unknown.
Yeah, Jesus
Christ.
F for charmed saber-tooth tiger.
After it perhaps sacrificed itself to secure the party's escape from the town, from the angry Vistani. And we're not even going to get into those guys right now. There's a lot of moving parts here.
Yeah, we just kind of blaze past these people. Like we just like, ooh.
Yeah, just nope.
We only got time for that.
Yeah, we have no time for that shit.
There are lots of things
We'll send them
happening.
an apology letter.
That's
There are lots of things happening in this land of Barovia, to which we return. I like that segue, and we're back. And I said last time that the night was uneventful. That's not entirely true. So I'll ask this: who's taking first, second, and third watch?
Did we establish that?
No,
Wait, where are we?
you are at the tower.
Oh, but we're doing watches even though we're at the tower.
I think
You spent the day planning, and
Yeah, the tower is not secure. We
It is
must,
a watch
we
tower.
must do watch.
We did take the
We must do watch.
passcode off the door.
Can
yes,
we
you did. That's
command
important.
the golems to watch for us?
No, you can though perhaps command your new pet animated armor
oh shit.
that you also got last session
Yeah.
that we did not mention.
Yeah. Yeah, let's command that thing to watch for us.
But here's the question: are you sure that you trust the animated armor?
Well, it doesn't have eyes.
Keep watch.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, why would it see anything?
What is it gonna do if something?
Bang itself?
It's got blind sense.
It can see.
Actually, what Lip and Anka, you're proficient in Arcana, right?
Yes.
You can make an Arcana check. 12. I just remembered.
I plus 10.
16.
It's a 12.
Yeah, Lip especially, for whatever reason, you remember, you believe that these things lacking proper eyes, they probably don't have the ability to see very far at all, however it is that they see. They probably can't even see the shore from
I relay that.
Oh, no.
from the tower,
I relay that and say
the 100 feet.
Yeah.
I think this is
Most of us can't
an
see.
important enough watch to have realized. Or I'll take the first watch.
I'll take second.
I'll take third.
I'll lay in the bed.
Who takes second?
Me.
You do.
But who's on first?
The wait, what? Wait. I'm like, what
And
are you
then-
talking
But
about?
who's in first?
But what
You
Okay.
took second. But who's in
So Lip, I'm assuming you sleep after your watch.
Yes.
Farden, I'm assuming you would sleep after yours?
in between?
After yours.
I would sleep before and after.
And then essentially you'd be probably sleeping before,
Yeah.
because you're taking like final watch, like
It's
dawn watch.
uncomfortable. The DM's paying such close attention to when I'm going to be asleep.
Yeah, well, it's just timing of things. Is
I want to know who doesn't get the benefit.
I am sleeping in my armor.
That sounds comfortable.
thanks. That's what I was about to ask.
Yes.
What's under?
Although chainmail cannot be too difficult to put on. Just like a shirt.
Okay, so in that case, the first thing that is going to happen is that I'm going to have a quick word with Sencha.
Well,
I do have blood. I do know what that is.
Someone, pour me some sake. Thanks. We're having a quick word with Sencha, so I'm gonna drink real quick.
Yeah, D&D Beyond.
Be on, everybody.
God damn.
We're not sponsored. D&D. Oops.
You know that there's a water bottle beneath the table?
I did. Put it there.
as
I
long as you
it
know.
now too.
I do too. I see its
I know it to
location.
be true.
Can tell it is. Can tell it's true by the way it is.
Indeed, indeed, you can, Sean.
Let's see if I have any notes for last time.
I don't know.
I don't think I've taken notes once this entire game.
That's okay. You don't need to. It's fine. I don't have a pencil though.
Yeah, it didn't really take too
I don't have a pencil either.
You don't need one though.
I will when we start playing.
I suppose. You have to change your hit points or something.
Dry erase for life.
I have one pencil.
That's the thing I forgot.
I have two pencils.
I have a bunch.
Thank you for pencil.
I'm paying it back. Who needs a pencil?
I have now have a pencil.
He has a pencil.
Great.
You have two pencils.
You now have two.
If you want to give me one for the pencil I gave you way back. Actually, why don't we just you give him a pencil and I'll take
Why
my
don't you
pencil
give me
back.
your pencil and I'll give each of you
Okay,
a
here's my
pencil.
pencil.
These look newer, so that's acceptable,
Yes.
I suppose. Slightly newer.
I thought I just wanted to make it worth it that you grabbed two pencils.
Yeah, thank you.
But it is a massive improvement over no pencils, right?
Night and day.
Yeah, it really is.
100% more pencils.
Yep.
Now, if you need an eraser though,
X%.
Sean, you can borrow my pencil.
more pencils.
Yeah, that's infinitely more
Good.
pencils.
Okay.
It's a syntax error. More pencils.
I don't mind if I take the last Sliz Ice.
Go for it, man.
for it, man.
Sounds like there's no objectives.
Don't do that though.
Pencil's name's Penny.
Penny.
Oh, there was someone at my work the other day who needed to find something out online, and I told them that the website was penisland.com.
Penn Island.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, you got
And
screwed
they're
by the
about
penis
to-
land.
And they were about to type it into the work computer. I was like, don't do that.
Actually, It's actually not that website.
I was like, are you serious? You've never heard anyone say that?
PennIsland.com.
And
This
Anyway,
is what we're talking about.
Lip, make me a perception check.
Don't. Oh yes, as I said, don't go to PennIsland.com.
Perception.
Yep.
That's a natural one, Captain.
The way it bounced off the glass.
Yeah, just like immediately on a 1.
I call that
So,
Captain
3.
3. Nice, very nice. Natural one, yeah. There's not really a lot of activity as you look out. I'm assuming you're perhaps like right outside the tower, or looking out a window. Or...
I would probably be looking out a window. And did we establish if I can contact Debbie while she's on the outside? Because like anti-magic.
You not be able to.
Okay, so I'm just looking out the window.
Okay. Yeah. It all seems quiet. The lake itself is still. What you do see is the only motion that you see is in the roiling clouds above. Slowly, over the course of your watch, you see as they slow down, and towards the end of your watch, actually, there was a light rain that had begun to fall, a very misty rain. And actually, you feel the temperature dropping. And by the time your watch is concluded, you see small flakes of snow beginning to fall.
Before.
Wow.
That seems like a good sign.
Yeah,
Besides that, your rest is uneventful.
It's now winter.
I'm muttering kind of to myself.
So
I'm trying to just send messages and pray a little bit to my patron, just under my breath, as I watch the snow.
Okay. And then you pass your shift to Farden as you go to bed. Excellent. Let's have a word.
Oh,
You know what I would love to point out? That as part of my background and my story, I've been wearing the same oversized, heavy coat the whole game. It's designed to basically be a soldier's coat for, like, it's winter and it's finally going to be the proper temperature for this coat.
Very nice.
But it's never been too warm for the
Right,
so
which
it's-
is why,
Yeah.
Snowfall.
Perfect.
Pops collar.
You are.
Pops collar, buttons up.
Yep, good to go.
Yeah. You may have noticed that Farden is unaffected by the cold.
Oh, we
He
do
has
have
short
cold
sleeves and
weather
everything,
gear.
'cause
Why do we have
he's
cold
glad.
weather gear?
We bought it for the people that needed it.
Yep. Yeah, we did at one point.
Well, I have it.
Also, I wouldn't really need to pop my collar. I think I'm kind of a zombie.
Something?
Like, I don't know, like, would a revenant be warm?
Revenants.
Do you have blood throwing flowing
Revenants
through your
don't
veins?
aren't affected actually by the cold.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't think a revenant would be affected by the cold.
Right. Dead.
Yep.
Barovia. Lovely place.
Yeah. Especially this time of year.
Yeah, get that tourist postcard.
Mm-hmm.
What a lovely place. This is what it says.
You too could be emotionally traumatized right up into not being able to be released from the mortal coil.
You cannot die. Congratulations.
It's getting weird.
Yeah. It's getting weird in here, guys.
We're not supposed to exist this long.
Fucking disease.
Wait, God, I thought I wrote it down.
Key items.
What was the name of your guys' character? Oh,
My blood-stained lone coat.
Farden, perception check.
Okay.
Percy defends.
4.
4.
Failed.
You don't notice anything local, any threats, but there is one thing that's definitely very obvious as you. And where do you spend your watch?
Upstairs, just kind of walking around in the windows, looking out on each direction occasionally.
Gotcha. Yeah, when you're standing at one of the windows.
I'm a little nostalgic on the snow, actually.
Yeah.
It actually makes my mind wander a little, probably.
Yeah, and you see the density of the snow just slowly increase over perhaps 30 minutes or so, beginning your shift. But then you catch on the wind, there's actually a sound that you barely catch while you're up in the top on the wind. It's hard to tell what it was. If you go outside, you might be able to hear a little better if it's still happening.
Like just a sound. Like does it sound like a person talking? Does it sound like a?
It sounded almost like as if like a tree had fallen, or if there's just a very loud and distant sound.
Can I note the direction that it was in?
Yeah, the direction is, I believe, south. Let's see, it is. Yeah, it seems a little bit to the southwest.
Okay.
Up in the forest.
Got it. Okay, I take note of that, and don't really do anything else.
Okay, do you listen? Just continue listening from that position.
I do continue listening to the
Okay.
southwest. You said.
Yeah, make one more perception check with advantage.
Ooh, that's good. That was a 2. Come on, yes.
Good money.
8. Rough.
8 total. Okay.
Doesn't bode well.
Martin, you're paying attention, right? I kind of
I'm really just
on
down
mine.
in the snow.
Yeah.
Like, it's really reminding me of home.
And it's a little annoying because you're ever so often your nostalgia is interrupted by catching noises as the wind brings them to you. It had been a pretty quiet night, but some of the sounds that you do hear are clearly wolf howls, and it sounds as if they're like tense, perhaps fighting. You also believe that there may have been some other noises. Do you think that there was a battle? Especially with how long these sounds lasted.
Got it. Alright.
So something had been happening in the forest tonight. And then you go to bed. We have discussed what happened. Brings us to Sencha.
When you pass a watch off to me, I look at you and I'm like, how long have you been here?
How long have we been here? Like a week?
Like 11 days? Yeah,
11 days.
10 days.
This feels like much longer.
Why does it feel like it's been so long?
Have you seen this place? Barely the light ever change. And also every day seems like a struggle. When you're that focused, things can seem like a neon.
Well, at least the sleep is good.
Let's hope so. Oh, by the way, down towards the southwest, I heard some sounds, and it sounded like wolves howling. I didn't really want to wake anybody up because it wasn't closer, but you might want to, listen for that. I don't know if anything's. It sounded like a fight, maybe. So, yeah, just keep an eye on that.
Okay. Sleep.
Thank you.
Yeah, you begin your watch. What's your passive perception?
16.
16. Early in your watch, maybe even like 20 minutes in, you hear what is just clearly the sound of a wolf in pain howling. It's unclear what happened to it before or after. It just
Does it sound like
simply.
it's super far away, or?
It sounds. You can make an active perception check for that.
21.
21. You think it's maybe a mile or a little more away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might slip out and check it out then. Stealthily.
Oh, yeah,
A mile away.
Yeah, it's like a 5-minute walk.
5-minute jog.
I can
Yeah,
teleport.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah, no,
not
you can
fun.
just yeah.
You're gonna abandon your
Flitting
watch.
out of
You fall
existence.
into my trap. Okay, you're gonna go all the way over there.
I reveal my trap card.
Yeah, I'm
See what it is.
gonna close the door behind me and check it out.
You've been jobbed.
Okay, yeah, you're able to do that. Go ahead and roll a stealth check, I'm assuming.
17.
17. Okay, yeah, that should be okay. What you eventually come across is a clearing. You have to cross the Old Spotted Road. It's in the forest beyond that. You're able to follow these howls. You come across a clearing where there are splashes of blood in various places. It looks like there's a decent sized battle here. You don't see any corpses. You do see there's one clearly a werewolf, clearly in great pain. It's had one of its arms severed, and it's sort of hiding and watching out in the night. It doesn't see you.
Considering my background, do I know anything about werewolves?
You would probably know something about werewolves, yeah.
Yeah.
You know it's a werewolf.
Yeah. I've slain werewolves before.
Are you asking if you think you can finish it off?
I'm asking. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what happened here, and I'm wondering if I might be able to subdue it and take it back. I'll figure out, ask it later what happened. Bring it back for questioning.
Yeah, you've made the stealth check. You can first of all roll initiative, roll the dexterity check. And you have a silver weapon, right?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
So,
11.
Okay, so you would you would surprise it. You can attack it.
Okay.
First attack.
And I get advantage.
Feels safe with him on watch.
You do. No, you do not.
Here's something, he goes and kills it.
You ready?
Leaving us.
It's 22.
22. It's gonna hit. Deal your damage.
That is 10 damage, and I'll make it a stunning strike.
Yeah. I think it fails.
Yeah, it totally fails.
So it's stunned.
Okay. Is it still up?
I would say it at this point it sees you because you attacked it,
Yeah.
and so just being stunned as it is because you just instantly nailed it in a good spot.
Yeah.
All it's really able to say is it's like you're not, and then it's like, and then you probably hit it one more time and it'll be out.
Yeah, I hit it one more time.
Yeah, he's like, you're not one of them, and you knock him out.
Yeah. Alright, now I'm going to try and get him back to home base.
Now that's the hard part. How are you going to drag a werewolf back?
What's your strength?
10.
How are you going to drag a werewolf back?
Well, I'm not carrying much.
Do you have athletics proficiency?
No.
What are the rules about how quickly you can drag a werewolf?
Ooh,
I do have pass without trace.
there are rules for dragging things.
So you can do it stealthily.
I can do it stealthily.
You do it stealthily.
Some of the abilities.
You just drag them at
I think you can
like
drag
slow speed.
I think you can move it.
You would be like not stealthy.
Wait, can you teleport with things?
No.
Oh man.
You could.
Drag them. You're
A mile.
a mile away.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can drag him back.
Quite far. Make sure.
You could tie him
How long do you
up
think that
and
takes?
have
Let's
someone
see.
come back with you.
He's a reasonably fit individual.
You come back and the tower just
He would
burns
do
down.
it at his pace, obviously.
Yeah, you were
I
on
don't know you
watch.
that well, you know.
You were on watch, by the way.
So if it takes a long time, yeah, you leave us on.
Okay, you decide to drag him back,
Yeah.
or
well,
you can like tie him to a tree and like go back and report what happened and have someone retrieve him, or what are you gonna do?
Well, if
There's
it's
a-
tied to a tree, something could come and kill him, and I wouldn't learn anything.
There's a horse. You guys have a horse back at the tower. Technically,
Oh.
technically it's Rictavio's.
There
Oh.
are rules for dragging.
Yeah,
Do you want to know?
sure.
You can push, drag, or lift a weight in pounds up to twice your carrying capacity, or 30 times your strength. 30 times your strength. Score. Yes. Anyway, while pushing or dragging weight in excess of your carrying capacity, your speed drops to 5. That's 5 feet.
5 feet.
Extremely slow.
But
Per
that's not
round.
in excess of my carrying capacity.
So what is your
Is this
carrying
a
capacity?
300-pound werewolf?
300 pounds.
It's a werewolf.
It's big. It's muscular.
So 30 times.
It might be
yeah,
300 pounds.
300 pounds?
It might be 300
Well, you
pounds.
can
I mean,
still drag it at 5 feet, whatever, even if it exceeded that anyway. So it's not beyond your capability to move
Yeah.
it.
But
it's
you
5
can,
feet.
you can do it at 30 feet.
How much
or
does
your
this
full
werewolf
speed
weigh?
Every
We gotta
6
know.
seconds would be.
It's pretty
50
heavy. You would take a
feet
level of
every
exhaustion.
minute.
if
I
you,
would take a level of exhaustion.
You would.
You really don't want to do
Of
this.
course.
What if I go back and
It's
get the
different.
horse?
That might be a better idea.
I'm
That's
gonna-
actually, that's
okay.
actually what I'm saying.
Alright, I'm gonna go get the horse and then like hide this guy.
You gotta
Go
go
get the
fast.
horse
Time.
Actually,
Okay.
Ribbons.
Yeah.
Do that.
and then bring the horse back.
Bring the horse back.
Put him on a
Yeah.
horse and
He's,
then
he's still tied to the tree.
do you
yeah,
wake
so-
anyone else up?
no. I'm trying to impress you guys. I don't know you yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
You come back. He's still there.
Yeah, so now I'm gonna put him on the horse and tie him on the horse, and
Okay.
then use pass without a trace to get back stealthily.
You can do that. And by the time you get back, it's probably about dawn.
We'll see in your watch.
And what you
Most
return
interesting watch ever.
and what you return to, you actually see two figures beginning to step onto the bridge going towards the tower. One appears to be a shorter, slightly wider man, and the other's a taller, slender person. You can't see much of them from behind. They don't look familiar to you.
They're obviously carrying weapons because this is Barovia. Nobody doesn't carry weapons.
Especially at night.
They would, yeah.
Can I judge their intentions by their walk? Are they walking like aggressively, or are they strolling?
Is it casual?
They're strolling, and they're definitely concerned with the tower specifically.
Okay.
couple strollers.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna cruise on past them.
You're
You could teleport in the window.
I can teleport in the window.
No, you can't.
No,
Would
not
that
quite.
not work with the magic?
well, it's 60, well, yeah, it's also 60 feet range.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could go to the base of the tower and just teleport in the window.
I'm gonna hail them as I approach, and if they look like they're gonna be aggressive, I'm gonna cast darkness where they're at and just like blow past them.
Yeah.
I don't know if there'd be too much room to just like force your way past him on the bridge, but what does happen when you hail them is that one of them, the taller person, turns around, and you see a slender face, clearly an elf. And I'll just ask you out of character, does your character know what a dusk elf is?
I might have like, they might feel familiar, but I might not necessarily know like what they are.
Yeah, and this elf is wearing finer clothes than you might expect in this land, all things considered. Appears to carry himself decently, but you can see that his face is mutilated, and there's a piece missing from his ear.
Does it look like he's bleeding, or does it look like
No,
it's
it
wrong?
looks like it's long scarred over.
Okay.
And this person says, "Hail."
Like hell.
Says, "I seek the Dawncocks.
Okay.
Are you one of them?"
I'm not sure yet. Who are you?
And he, upon you saying, I'm not sure yet, he just kind of sighs and he's like, "Yeah, it's typical." And he begins to proceed along the bridge.
Okay. They're not being aggressive.
No.
Is this the Dusk Elf?
It is.
You know, I'm just gonna keep.
It's
I'm not being watched.
They're not being aggressive, and as far as I know, in this place, like they're not monsters. They're like humanoid.
Yeah,
I'm
and,
not.
and the other person you can see at this point, he's a little pudgy man, kind of stocky, shorter, balding.
Yeah.
Your character doesn't know this, but when the party sees him shortly.
Hasdar.
No, they will know that this is Ernst Lonk. Is that it? Yeah.
Wait, did we meet this person?
He's
we got
the
his
underling of Lady Walker
Yeah, Ernst.
from Valaki.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk with them and kind of chat a little bit, and then instead of unlocking the door, I'm gonna use minor illusion to make a loud noise up by the window to try and wake people up.
Up straight above, like
Yeah.
at the window. Yeah. And what kind of noise?
Like a loud pop or crack,
Or a
like
snap.
a whip crack.
Snap, crackle, pop.
It's like a snap.
Everyone that's sleeping right now, you hear a whoosh right outside the window.
I come to.
Strahd's here. He's on his horse. He has a whip.
I'm freaked
He's
out.
gonna
I
whip
fall
you.
out.
I'm
of
going to
bed.
the window.
Yeah.
Spring forward.
Running to the window.
Yeah, we got
Move up next to the window and then slowly peek out the window, only
Yeah.
revealing a very small portion of the
looking with my palms.
There's nothing. You look down, and there's Sencha and a couple people you don't know.
Rather than shout, I'm gonna use minor illusion to cast my voice up there, and I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, we have visitors." And you see me with the horse, and there's like a body on it.
What do you know who these people
I
are?
immediately go up to the
Other
mirror.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh
Is
yes.
this cold weather?
Oh yes. Not like super cold weather.
Okay,
Not,
so
not
not
like
cold weather.
not like extreme cold. But yes, and it is. It's beginning to snow pretty steadily
Okay.
right now. And yeah, and I guess to set the scene a little more detailed manner. Yeah, you guys wake up. There's a loud whip crack outside your window. You look down. You see Casimir and Ernst Lonk for some reason looking up expectantly at you guys. And you see your friend Sencha, who has Ricavio's horse also.
With the body on it.
And large
Oh yes,
body.
and also there's
Yeah.
there's a werewolf bound.
And you're just
on
casually. We have visitors.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that-
alright, I'm gonna go down.
Is that now
upstairs.
five individuals outside, including
Yeah.
the horse?
First floor.
Going upstairs.
Yeah. Getting down that elevator.
You guys go down.
Yeah.
It can only fit like 3 people at a time. So just for the record,
I'm
you
gonna
guys
dangle
go
a
down
rope
first.
out of the window.
Damn it! you can dangle a rope.
I start climbing it.
You're gonna dangle a rope out the window.
I assume that's like how he wants me to get up, so I start climbing the
So we
rope.
don't show them the dance, actually. That's wise. We probably shouldn't show them the
That
dance.
makes sense. I just want to.
We want this place to be as secure as possible.
That's
We
exactly
shouldn't-
why I was doing that.
Yes. It's a great idea.
I'm going to
Wait
confirm
for
whether
the
or not you
elevator.
can actually climb out. You're trying to climb out the window.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tie the rope to something and just go down the elevator shaft. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I think there are windows that you can fit through.
Or just 4th floor.
Totally. Yeah. You put a rope out the window. You climb down.
Great.
We meet have like in the middle. I'm like, hey. He's
It's
like,
like, oh, should I go back up or you want to go down?
I don't know. I thought you were lowering this for me.
Casimir looks especially relieved to see you, Mike, because
Uh,
I believe you were the one who spoke to him
Mm-hmm.
previously.
to Casimir.
Casimir is.
was.
I was
Boris and Mike were there.
This is the Dusk Elf and
I
the
was
Stani
definitely
camp.
there.
You were there.
The
Yes,
one who
yes.
wants to go to the Amber
The
Temple.
3 of you were
guys.
there.
Well, I was that Flip was definitely
Was that the
That
time
was
that I
lit,
was
yeah.
really fucked up on allergy medicine?
Yeah,
Was it-
yes,
was it you
yes.
or was
me
it?
and
Yes, it
Brian.
was.
Okay, no,
yes, it was.
Don't
Okay.
remember anything.
You were
about
fucked up on allergy medicine, and it wasn't you anyway.
Okay.
He's especially relieved to see you. Lit.
He went with the group, though. He just didn't speak because he was fucked up.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
there just
Gotcha.
laying in a
There,
chair because I
gotcha.
couldn't keep my
So
eyes
Mike,
open.
Mike was also there. This
Oh
person
yeah,
is-
now I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this-
that's fun.
Oh yeah, you were like you were on the other side of the room. Just
It
like,
was fun.
In a chair with a towel over his eyes.
Yes,
Just
you're-
listening, but definitely not participating.
your contribution that session was the name Dawn Concert.
Yeah.
No, I was the trap lord.
The yeah,
Trap
Trap
Lords.
Lords. Trap
Yeah.
Lords.
Wait.
Incredible.
Alright,
Our
the trap lords.
genius.
Anyway, he's especially relieved to see you and Lit. Two of the people that you spoke to before.
Mhm.
Cool.
This is good morning to you.
Casimir, this is fairer omen than I had hoped for this day. What brings you to this watchtower?
Indeed, there's been activity, obviously.
Really, we've heard it in the night, the baying of wolves.
Well, even before that, there was such commotion in our camp.
Indeed, I hope not too many of your men were injured.
No, not us. It appears that the humans are the ones who were determined to fight that day. They had losses and victories as well.
You said the other guy was Lady Walker's servant?
Yes.
Ernst.
I would have definitely immediately been on edge because I shot Lady Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Who
And I
held
probably...
him in the alley?
Who had him in an alley? It was you, Mike.
No, Mike's been around Lady
Yes.
Walker and stuff.
Yeah.
You're very familiar with Ernst.
It was you and Boris in the alley with him that one time.
I would be concerned for my safety with him there.
And he looks. Ernst is looking strangely nonchalant a little bit. He's patient. Just kind of letting this conversation happen. And he's not like with Casimir. Like he's not like following him or anything.
Yeah.
He's just kind of standing to the side at the moment. And Casimir says, "There's been such a commotion in Valaki. This is an opportunity. Are we ready to make the journey?"
I look to Lip. Lip, who is this? Seems familiar with you.
This is Casimir. We spoke with him when we visited the Stony camp on the way to Valaki.
What is... Was he the one that you talked to about the Amber Temple?
Indeed.
Oh.
It's a good thing that he's here now, I think.
Ooh, maybe... That's good.
Yeah. He's definitely a welcome guest in our tower. When we invite you inside, it may not be as safe out here.
It is much appreciated.
As he walks inside, what's the other guy's name?
Ernst.
Ernst. I'm gonna step in front of the door if he tries to walk inside.
And actually he doesn't. And as Casimir begins to step forward after speaking that, he says, actually, I ran into this one on the road. I believe that he has a message to deliver. Isn't that right, Ernst? Ernst says, yes. And he pulls out from a pocket on his coat that he has, just a large folded piece of paper, and he'll hand it to whoever seems to be the one accepting it, stepping forward.
I think that would it'd probably be me because I'm like standing there in
It would
front
be,
of him.
yeah. How's your hair looking these days, by the way?
Well, I was gonna say you kind of glossed over it, but when I woke up, I immediately went to the mirror and like brushed the few like strands of hair that I have like over, try to cover up my baldness.
Oh my gosh, that looks so awful.
Also, for the record, I'd like to think that for your evasion feature, you're not getting better at dodging these explosions. You're just developing an immunity.
It's like
Or I'm just more aerodynamic because of my less hair.
black feathers sticking out. Give us spare players.
The evasion feature. Incredible.
I didn't
Anyway, he hands you this folded piece of paper. It seems to be pretty fine paper.
What
And,
erase or dry erase?
the part that you see
what,
immediately, it says Dawn Cox in flowing script.
I say to him, let me guess, this is from Strahd.
He says,
No.
a message from the
Send
Burgomaster.
it back.
And he nods, and then he looks at you, and like his eyes go wide for a moment, and he looks confused, and he looks around, and he's like, and then he just slowly steps away, and turns away, and begins to walk across the bridge, and picks up the pace.
As soon as he starts moving, I'm gonna be like, wait a second. And if he tries to run, I'm gonna probably shoot him in the back.
Wait.
Because he seems like an enemy to me if he's Lady Walker's servant.
I'm asking
What?
as if I see you pulling out any weapon.
Right, if you're drawing a weapon.
I'm untying the werewolf from the horse.
Like, that guy's Lady Walker's servant.
Well, she's
Oh,
dead.
the one that killed.
Look what I found.
The one that I killed.
I found.
What if he comes back?
You can shoot him. You want to shoot him?
I wanna,
He
I'm
wanna
telling
gra-
him
he
to
wants to
stop
grapple.
or I'll shoot.
He'll stop.
Why are you here and where are you going?
I was given a task. I'm going back to the city.
Mike, who is this? What are you doing? Like, he's just a
This is
man.
Lady Walker's servant, or he was before he killed her.
I mean, I don't really know much about her, but
Nobody is her servant anymore.
she's dead.
Thanks to me.
He's not turning around. Thanks to you. Holy shit. Incredible.
Damn sad.
You better remember that.
Your stage whisper carries on the way towards him.
Well, you just remember who took care of Lady Wachter. Don't you come around causing no trouble in these parts.
You hear?
You hear?
Yeah. Mike, what did you
And I'm gonna shoot my bow like at his feet. I'm like, go on, get out of here,
Yeah.
you stupid animal.
Dance. Dance for me. Yeah, and he goes and he runs because he's a coward deep down. He always was.
Say.
And you look upon this piece of paper that he's given you and it says Don Cox.
I'm gonna wait to open it, and I'm going to try to find one of the more arcane inclined members of the party and see if there might be anything to be worried about with this letter.
Yeah. And
Just wanna
we're gonna, like,
walk outside.
ritual detect magic.
Ritual detect.
Yeah, you can begin to ritual detect magic. And
You guys hear a thud as the body drops down from the horse.
Yeah. Meanwhile, during the ritual.
Yeah.
so there was that.
I
Was there
can
anyone
listen and still
was there anyone
talk.
inside the tower at this point? Because there can be. And something
Let's
like
live
that.
on Holtz or not so.
Yeah,
Van Richten?
besides Van Richten and Irina. Or did everyone go outside?
Here, there you go. I came outside.
I came downstairs and we opened the doors. Thank you.
Of course, just casually hanging out with my hand, just gently resting on my sword.
Big man, you should probably
Waiting for shit to go on.
Well, I was just about to. Hey, Sencha, was it?
Yeah.
What's with the?
A werewolf?
Yeah. What do you got a
Well,
werewolf?
you said you heard howling, so I went and checked it out, and I found this guy in a field
Wait,
of blood.
Wait, you were on watch.
You were on watch and you left. You left.
I've heard.
Did you
wolves.
take the horse with you when you left?
Sure did.
That's very impressive.
Well,
Shows
okay.
forethought.
Why? What, is this? Is this werewolf dead? What's going on?
Oh, I knocked him out.
Why?
Does it look familiar to us? The werewolf?
Did it
Not really.
revert when I
Oh, yeah.
knocked it
I
out?
don't know, do they
That's-
revert?
This is your call.
Yeah. Good call.
This was not if they're hybrid. They're cursed, right? They have
Yeah.
hybrid forms and everything.
Yeah,
No,
makes
they're not.
sense.
They're,
No, I think
they're
they just have
not-
it. No, these
It's not like
werewolf,
concentration.
no,
Werewolf.
they're lycanthropes actually.
Oh, they're
not.
werewolf.
werewolf form.
Yeah.
It'll be whatever form they were knocked unconscious in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like a big hairy wolf.
Uh,
then, yeah,
It was a
and
battle,
everyone
like
get-
you were saying.
Everyone gathering together. And at this point, you see behind you guys Van Richten emerge from the tower and say, "No, hello,"
Hi.
looking upon this strange fruit.
I'm like, well,
Moments away from discovering that you stole his horse. But you pulled it off, avoiding a whole lot of trouble.
I say, well,
Classic hijinks.
I kind of pick up the werewolf rather easily, and to say, so what do we do with it?
Well, I want to know what happened. It was like a field of blood.
Were there any other bodies that weren't werewolves?
I didn't see any, did I?
No, there was
Must
just
have been.
one. Also,
It's
one
the
more
only
long
thing-
rest
the
thing.
only creature I know.
Did someone spend some time with the brooms?
I would have
There were two of
identified
them. Yeah.
in the hour I
would've
had. I would
checked
have.
one out.
Yeah.
But they're like
Two
your
ritual
I gave them
identifiers
to
at least.
specific people.
Oh yeah, you can just ritual and
Yes.
or
I don't think you to me.
Anyway.
I don't think you told me that.
you can spend an hour with one, like really anyone can, and basically figure it out. And that
What are the command words?
I think that includes command words.
It does.
Well,
It does.
Yeah.
When I identify him, it
Yeah.
includes command words. So
Yeah.
what are the command words?
yeah. The first one, the first one you identify is toil,
Toil.
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
trouble.
Trouble.
Oh.
Toil. I hand trouble to Mike, and I hand toil to whoever the other one is.
I'll take it.
Toil and trouble.
But trouble.
That makes sense.
Trouble
We
goes
went through a
first.
lot of trouble to get this.
Trouble goes.
Yeah, it was quite toiling.
Long
Is that a
rest.
word?
Long rest housekeeping.
It's alright. We'll get it.
I mean, I don't know. Sounds like a word.
I already had to go to the toilet, and then I was handed this broom.
Did you have any trouble in there?
Oh, I haven't gone yet. I just woke up.
I just realized I could probably
We all still
fly
need to
and
pee,
teleport with
Have your
robes.
Barovian coffee.
Yes.
That'd be so cool.
Take a Barovian aerial.
It's an
shit.
object.
Oh,
Right
You
into
can
the
take
lake.
crop dusting to a new level.
Right into the lake.
What? What did I miss?
I was gonna take a shit from a flying broom.
Aerial shit.
I think they call that palming.
Right.
Dropping bombs.
About a Barovian.
About the
I was gonna
werewolf.
say we call this monkey bomb.
I'd probably say this is probably part of those werewolves that attacked me that one time here at the tower.
How can you be so
The
sure?
cowardly, dishonorable ones.
That attacked you, yes.
Uh,
For the record, for everyone,
Was I dead?
Mike walked
Walked.
slowly
100 feet.
100 feet across the game
They said they weren't gonna hurt me.
and
Yeah,
walked
and
up
then
to the
you taunted
head
him.
werewolf and said, "Say it to my face." And then he clawed you.
You walked slowly that far to say it to my
Anyway, I found him in the field. I brought him back for questions. So
Should we bring it into the tower? Maybe tie it up.
Keep it tied up.
Actually,
let's keep it at that
Van
ground
Brichten being
floor.
outside now, he says he will wake up in time. Or we can kill it and I can speak with him.
You can speak with the dead.
Hmm.
That seems safe.
That seems much safer, yes.
What if he may be a potential ally?
Indeed, we don't know his
you-
level of innocence.
Yes, you said you met with a group of werewolves before. What if we return him?
Seemed like the second in command of their group was not a fan of the more bloodthirsty leader.
Oh,
He seemed more interested in talking.
infighting.
there was a fight. Maybe they would be an ally to us.
In the past life, I would have said execute him, but I think perhaps now we should restrain, see what may come of it.
Still would be safest to just kill him.
I agree.
But allies are thin in this world. You do not know that yet. You haven't been here as long as us.
He's missing a leg. What's the worst he can do to us?
Kick us with his other leg.
But he's missing a leg?
That.
You said they could.
You
Is it a leg or an arm?
Those
You
are
said- You said an arm.
It is an
He's
arm.
missing. They're all legs on a wall.
touche.
We saw them the first time. Do they only take this form?
I believe when we saw them, they switched. Did they switch between human and wolf form?
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll take his human form soon.
Either way, whatever form he takes, what's the worst a person with only one arm could do?
The concern here is
I
if he
say,
turns into a wolf,
looking at
he
Tyr
gets
like,
out.
sorry,
I mean,
too
Here.
soon.
here I am. I'm like, got it back. Not worried.
We can wake him up and I'll kill him if he.
We're gonna settle this.
causes
I'll
trouble.
check the werewolf stat block.
Yeah, we can kill him if he comes.
Someone here knows how
And
werewolves
let's give him a chance.
That should be. That. I
If,
think
if Sencha alone was
yeah,
able to
it's
subdue
safe
him,
enough.
I
Yeah,
have
but
no worry that
that we
the
can
whole
as
of
a
us
group,
can keep ourselves safe.
That's fair. It's just the surprise factor. We just need to
No hole
eliminate
is
that.
safe.
We will not surprise him.
Yeah.
Not around my cup.
Around my cup.
Yes, you all would know that werewolves can be human, wolf, or in between hybrid. And hybrid is what they all were
Good for the moment.
at the confrontation at the tower previously. But they can turn just into wolves.
No, I remember there being some.
Oh, yeah, there were-
in wolf form. There was a group at the
There were-
back.
there were-
only the leaders came forward.
I think most of the ones in the back were just wolves.
Oh.
But yes, they can also turn into wolves. So theoretically, they could use their morphing to
Werewolves
Break
being
free of
attacked
bonds.
wolves. Okay, that makes more sense.
or slip free of them.
All right, let's wake him up. Slap him.
Alright.
Wait, no, I was carrying him. We're just gonna wake him up right now?
we got
Well,
different
we set
things
him
going
in a
on.
good
We got
position, and while I'm
Fails 2 death saving throws.
Some-
it's been 20
something else
minutes
happened.
yet for two identifiers.
we're
Or detect magic.
Alright, let's.
yeah, we're doing the detect magic.
Okay.
During well, not right now, but while you're doing that,
Like, has it been 10
Van
minutes?
Brichten is going to say, "I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you all. My memory had been fading, but recently I was graced with my memory again, and I was able to recreate." And he gives you a piece of paper. I would give you it here, but I actually lost it halfway through creating it today.
Oh. So it's somewhere at the house. We'll find it.
Yep. And he says, the reason that I know some of the inside of the castle is that I've been there before. How do you think I knew about the teleporter system?
Because
You've been there before.
You got out. You tried. You failed. You got out.
How did you escape?
The teleporter system.
Indeed. In a panic, to be sure.
How does it
To be
work?
sure, but a lot.
What I saw was a number of stones that you cast into a fire.
is there a reason we were talking indoors before?
It's cold out
Better
here.
than outdoors where we can be.
I mean, we-
It's snowing now. It's
Right
nice.
upon.
Oh,
I mean, once the detect magic
You
is
can't
done,
screw it.
I assume we would go
This
back
tower
inside.
is.
yeah. Let's go back inside.
anti-
Yeah, let's go back
I just
inside.
have to
We're
finish
gonna
my
bring
ritual.
let's go back
Ritual
inside.
during this whole
detect
thing. We'll bring the werewolf and
inside.
tie him up in there. Yeah.
Do you just leave Anko outside?
It's like that's the thing. I'm still
casting his
doing.
detect magic.
I do.
Has it
yeah.
has 10 minutes passed?
You can actually walk while doing rituals. That is.
Yeah. And what do you do? You're
You can
detecting
walk
magic
while
for
you-
what?
Yes, but I can't go inside.
Oh,
Anti-magic.
okay. We'll converge on the outside of the tent. Then.
I'm going in. I'm like,
By all means.
I don't know this dude.
I'm gonna go inside.
And he said this should inform your understanding of what this dinner invitation means, as well as the task of escaping the castle or retrieving the sword you seek. You see, especially with your new friends, I believe that you all will be more capable, versatile than I thought. So I shall tell you this: when you enter the castle, and I'll have a map that essentially represents this. The lower floor, after the main hall, is comprised largely of staircases going to many places I do not know. There is a large staircase to the left, beyond which I do not know. There were a couple of suits of armor that I did not like the look of. However, when you continue forward, there's a long hallway. Past that leads to the chapel of the castle. Once you enter and turn right, there is an entranceway that leads to a long staircase downwards, and that is where you find the crypts. The teleporter is not with them, but it is close, down another long hallway.
Can you get to the teleporter from the crypts, or need you travel back the way you came?
Indeed, it is through the room containing the crypts. However, I see that some of you are able to fly, unlike myself. And in that case, there is a more direct, much more foolish route. You see, this very staircase is the bottom of a shaft that leads hundreds and hundreds of feet up to the top of the highest peak of the castle. If you were a fool, you could enter that way.
So I can enter that way?
We could,
You especially, my friend.
technically speaking, if we all got up there, I could drop us down that shaft very fast. And we would be fine.
The other important thing to note is that there's little on the first floor of the castle, except for the dining room.
It's a small castle.
No, the first floor contains the staircases. And yeah, I looked at the map. The first floor is essentially entirely different staircases going to the very many different parts of this incredibly giant castle.
It's just very spread out. Yeah.
It says,
It dominates the whole cliffside overlooking the town of Barovia itself.
it says you may be welcomed into the castle, but you may not be welcomed far.
You mean to
You'll
say
be
that?
under his thumb.
You mean to say that if we went, that it would be a trap?
Not necessarily a trap, but we would only be allowed into certain parts of the castle, only on the lower floors.
It would mean that when you act, you must act decisively.
We'll be walking a knife's edge with Strahd's favor.
No meandering.
And at this point with that description, I can probably essentially show you guys the map of the lowest floor of the castle. It's literally just the chapel and the dining room.
And
they're
then
just staircases.
Yeah, no, wow.
Just everywhere.
There's like, yeah,
Most of them.
just going up. It's just a big open hall, yeah.
Where's the entrance? Is it
The entrance is, that's the entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just the courtyard beyond that. That's where we're looking at. So he says, all things considered, the path to the crypts is fairly direct. But I would not assume that it is easy.
The crypts is where this weapon is. Sword.
I think if we're to go to Strahd's mansion, we had better make it worth our time. We have to get that sword over there.
Yes, we must.
I'm
I do-
exceptionally good at distracting people.
I was about to say, if we can cause a distraction, I'm
Whoever,
pretty certain we
Question, did you guys bring Casimir in?
Yeah.
And has he just been with this the whole time? And yeah, even Van Richten seems pretty casual about
Yeah, I think so.
Casimir's input is, yes, don't you see this is a perfect opportunity? We must go to the temple. We can get the power that we all seek.
Oh, the
And
temple.
then we can use this
The Amber
invitation.
Temple.
We can use this invitation to gain entrance to the castle.
Gee, can we make it?
We can achieve your goals and ours. I can bring back my sister.
It would be best if we did not put Strahd on his guard before we arrive. Is it possible to make it to the Amber Temple and back within 2 days' time?
I thought we concluded that impossible.
Well,
Did
he
you
is
say
this is the
time?
one who knows where it is. He knows how to get there.
You know, I confirmed, and I double checked. I double checked the schedule. I think it's 2 nights from now. And he says, yeah, he's rest here 2 nights from now. And he says, by the actual road, not as the crow flies. It is perhaps 15 miles, a rough 15 miles to be sure. But it can be done.
But if we fly,
Only 2 people can fly.
I can make 2 more. But one of those would be
That would not be very conspicuous.
absolutely not.
There would still be 2 of us left.
And not for long either.
I think that we should.
well, what about you? Can you make anyone fly?
I've studied, I have abilities. I will say that we must be sure to conserve our energy as well. Getting there is but the beginning of the fight. One way or another, this will be arduous. But if we get there,
I
and we
believe-
succeed in our task,
I could grant flight to one other aside from myself. That would leave us only one person flightless.
Not for long enough. 15 miles? Can you fly for an hour?
it says you
Could make
understand
someone
this,
fly for an hour.
this promise that the devil made to you. It means nothing in the face of power. We can go to this temple and you can come back and demand what you wish of him.
I like that.
I do like the sound of that.
Yes.
Also, I have nothing to hide from you and, well, you two are new, but you seem decent enough.
I brought you a werewolf.
We need all the allies we can get.
But the sword
Capable.
and the
Good
crypt,
cat bringing it.
There's nothing on the scroll.
Oh,
That he gave you?
doesn't know how we eat.
The one that said,
magical.
That I detected magic.
oh, magic. No, it's not magic.
There's nothing on the scroll. Great.
No.
I bring it back inside. Let's get frick cold out here.
this sword in the crypt is, has been, I don't really know how else to say it, communicating with me in my sleep. That's the only thing I can really think about it.
You're hearing a message from the sword.
It's what I think it is, at least.
Are you feeling okay, Farden?
I'm fine. I feel fine, but I know that we need it. It's a powerful tool to defeat Strahd.
What was the message you received?
That the sword also wants to vanquish the devil, and it
I wonder.
wants to
You said it's a sword of sunlight? It's
Yes.
possible it's a divine weapon.
possible. but it wants to also vanquish Strahd, and it wants my help.
You say the
It
sword
wants to work
has,
with me.
You say the sword has wants of its own. What if it wants other things we don't want?
I
It might not be so complicated either. Some items.
Then you hit it with another
Made
sword.
didn't sense any evil.
For a purpose.
I don't know how much that really. I don't know how much that means to you all, but through my training, I have a feeling for things, and I didn't feel any malice coming from this entity.
Well, I trust your judgment.
And when the time comes,
As
we
do
can
I.
make sure it's harmless anyways.
But
I'll do the deed, it's fine.
I think that we should give the sword what it wants. Partnership.
yes, vengeance against Strahd.
I agree.
You guys are gonna give me a sword? I only brought you as a werewolf.
Pay it forward.
You're a funny guy like Mike.
I didn't think the Shadow Monk
Yo,
would care
funny guy.
about the Sun Sword.
No.
Sure, does that have a dimmer?
But maybe going to the Amber Tunnel first will give us a fighting chance.
I think as long as we can make it there and back without exhausting ourselves, it's going to give us the best chance.
Maybe, what if it gives us enough knowledge that we can just bring the dinner to Strahd, as they say.
Well, like a potluck?
Bring the dinner to Strahd.
I don't.
That's the worst
That
thing you
is-
could say.
That was
Oh.
terrible.
That's supposed to mean
Like, that we're literally, you realize you just said, we would be dinner for Strahd.
No,
We'd be bringing the dinner to Strahd.
You know
So,
what?
like,
Okay. You know what?
Does he like
We
wolves?
don't want that.
I think I know what you were trying to say.
Yeah, like we hit him.
You did say
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We could talk. We could start a horseback delivery service in Barovia.
Wait, what?
Well, did
Yeah.
we bring people dinner by horseback?
I mean, sure.
Yeah,
But-
Probably faster than having to go to the tavern.
we're not.
More convenient.
We're
But
not.
how do they get,
People would pay
how do they
good
get
money for
orders
that.
to us?
Guys, I don't think we should prioritize the
By carrier pigeon.
the entrepreneurial.
They all have
pursuits
trained
quite yet.
carrier pigeons? This sounds horribly impractical.
We grog hub.
Wow, nice.
I'm a
Or
monster slayer.
groundhog.
I do not have time
Delivered
for
on
food
a pig.
delivery.
You could be the person who cuts all the meat.
We're bleeding into the other campaign.
Let's
Oh, I guess also when you
Bring it back.
when you drag the werewolf in, turns human again.
Oh my god, that's
We'll
cool.
say it's magic. Yeah, it's magic effect.
Magic effect, okay.
Can we drag it in and out a few times and see if it causes it any duress by having to change back
It's
and forth?
unconscious. It's
I
already
Actually-
I also doubt it changes.
Well, if
Actually,
Take it out,
when you
it
bring it
might
back
still
out, it does not return.
Yeah, that's what I
Or-
expect to.
That would have been fun.
Is it wearing clothes?
No,
It's naked.
not in. Wait.
With werewolves,
Clothes
they
explode
shipped
in
with
your
all their worn items.
Yeah, do
out
they?
there.
Yes.
Do they ship it up
Yes.
anywhere?
I mean, you think that they're werewolves, they have a system where like they take
No,
their
any
clothes-
equipment it is wearing or carrying isn't transformed.
Yeah, so it's
Uh,
not.
No, and werewolves
Yeah.
are nudists when they're in wolf form. It's a no.
I'm going to grab a
Amen.
blanket and
Did we bring it?
tastefully cover.
Did we bring it all the
cover
way
it
up?
up.
I was gonna
No,
say
bottom
keep
floor.
it on the bottom floor.
Bottom floor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably,
bottom
probably
floor.
not.
I'm still going to grab a blanket and cover it.
Well, that's very kind of
We have guests over.
What does the human form look like?
So he is a man, perhaps in his early 30s, scraggly, of course, brown hair. You guys, you would those who were there would have recognized him from. So I believe there were a few in human form when the werewolves came. He was one of them, not a higher up, but he's familiar from the werewolf pack.
Is his arm bleeding?
Yes,
Should we do something about that?
probably.
I'll give him like 2 points of it.
2 points away on hands.
Why
Just
not
like Carter.
one?
Connor, just close the wound.
It can't, will 1 be enough to just like close the wound?
Come on.
Alright, 2 points.
2 points.
Alright.
While you guys are doing all that,
And obviously time as well.
Yeah, time bomb. And, oh yeah, that's a good idea. And Rictavio is going to say, actually, and that brings us to my business. I'm going to head to the winery. I have been meaning to have a discussion with the keepers of the feather, and they appeared to be in disarray.
Would be wise.
It seems like it will be a productive conversation.
Just,
It's unsafe to travel alone. We'll all be traveling to Krezk.
Well, I mean, it sounds to
Or
me
not.
like we were gonna go see if we can find Mordecai.
and when you say that, actually, I don't know where she was in the Sword Tower, but that's when Irina chimes in, and she says, and that brings me to my business. I'm
We
going.
cannot go to the Amber Temple now.
I'm going to Krezk.
So Chick kind of like looks around like everyone has their own agenda. What's going on?
What do you-
This is a unified group.
And yeah, and one of them, let's see, is it Rictavio or
Casimir. We had made plans prior to your arrival here. My understanding was we had not set a date and time at which they were going to travel to the Amber Temple. It is not an opportune moment, though the chaos is there in Velocity.
you believe
We have too little time before we're required to be at this dinner.
you believe that there will be an opportune moment.
We had planned on making use of another opportunity, the Wizard Mordenkainen. We can't claim all of our advantages, but we had sought to utilize those within our grasp. We had agreed on Mordenkainen, correct?
At
Yes.
the very least.
Yes. See if we can find him. That is close. We can be back before the afternoon, I believe.
Journeying into the Ember Temple seems dangerous. Might take more time than we expect.
That is true.
If we can find Mordenkainen, it sounds like he might at least be sympathetic to our cause.
Yes.
I agree.
Possibly says there is no guarantee that you will get back in time. But if we get what we want from that place, then it won't matter how long it takes.
Guys, I think that
We should go.
we've been spending too much time trying to gather allies and prepare ourselves. Every moment that we delay, Strahd strikes at us. We need to bring the fight to him.
Do you
I agree.
suggest we go to the temple,
Yes.
arm ourselves?
Yes.
Also, do you think that I'm sorry that I showed this power that we have, saying that, but do you think that maybe Strahd would be less likely to harass us now that he knows we have it?
Perhaps.
Or will he try to come kill us?
More.
He might be
I think
taking that.
he's
I believe both of
probably.
those to be true.
I
Van
think,
Richten says.
I think he's probably already trying to figure out a way to counteract that, and the sooner we can act, the less time he'll have.
And then Van Richten,
Minions, does he not?
yeah, and then Van Richten says, however, it may be fortuitous if you were to travel. You see, Irina had a theory. And you all look at Irina. And I'm going to assume that you guys told either Van Richten or Irina just about what happened at Yester Hill.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of at one point. Yeah, so Irina's going to speak. And,
During the recap.
yeah, and she says, yeah, you told me what happened with the druids and the tree. And I also saw the way that he acted in Velaki. You who were there, you saw the difference, yes?
In Strahd?
In his behavior, in his confidence.
It's awfully bold.
I didn't see that we shook him.
He was awfully bold yesterday.
No.
But he
He's
ran
trying
off.
to impress you.
He ran off at Yesterhill, didn't he? Came and he killed our friend, and then he ran off.
He never gave you a chance. Everyone make a Arcana or religion check.
8.
12.
13.
8.
can't roll over 10, so 16.
15. Yeah. So you're, Anka, you're definitely able to follow along, but Van Richten just says, many vampires, as I'm sure you know, are not destroyed when a human would be. They take on the form of mist and must return to their home.
Wherever they find slumber, right?
Based on what I have heard, it sounds as if the devil was much more bold in the town square in Galaki than at the hill.
Because he was closer to home.
It's possible.
Hmm.
I think perhaps
It's possible that to the west of here is beyond his safest reach.
He was more exposed.
And Irene says, and that's why I'm going to Krezk.
That's
We serve as a greater deterrent.
He says, you saw the way that he treated me. If he wanted to take me, he would do it anytime. He's waiting for something.
Is the Amber Temple near Krizik?
Not exactly. Kasmir says, it's far to the south of here.
Far to the
so. I guess we have to decide now. After Mordenkainen, do we go to Krezk or the Amber Temple?
Well, it sounds like
He says, I don't require accompaniment. All things considered, I don't know if I'm safer with you or without you. No offense. Nothing personal.
None taken.
Not to you all.
some taken.
I think so. Firstly,
To be honest, he,
Flies. Yes, actually.
Firstly, Irina has the necklace of proof against
Protection.
It seems he
right?
controls everything here. Anyway.
Secondly, our elf buddy is here to guide us the way. Thirdly, you had a dream where the sword's calling out to you. I think we go to the Amber Temple. Everything's telling us to go to the Amber Temple.
Yeah, the sword is in the crypts.
sword is in
Oh,
the castle.
it's in the
In
castle.
the crypts, yes.
Crypts.
Which is
However-
the next place we'll go after the Amber Temple.
Supposedly, what you had told me the night before, the temple links to the crypts, does it not?
Oh, can we
And
go?
I looked to Van Richten.
It says there is a way from the castle to the temple, but it is one way.
Meaning you cannot return, or there are other ways.
There is not a way to the castle from the temple. There are ways from the castle to many places.
Did you find yourself in the temple when you fled through the crypts? Where did you end up?
Because I found myself, and he almost smiles, at the top of the highest peak of the tower. Nearly froze to death before I was brave enough to descend.
Interesting.
That seems like an unreliable teleporter.
No, it sounds like it serves a practical purpose.
It says I had little time to read the inscriptions. None of them sounded good, so I picked one.
There is a teleportation system at
Well,
my center. It's very practical. As long as you have time, you can set one up.
Perhaps we could stow our brooms and any other means of egress at the top of the castle and keep that as a backup. Although I suppose just teleporting farther away would be safer.
As far west as we can get, it sounds like.
And then Van Richten says, a final point. I did not want to scare you all overnight, but it's clear that this... And he looks up and around, and even as he does that, there's like a shifting and a little bit of dust that falls down in dirt. It says that this place has taken some damage since I was last here. I'll be honest, if any of the defenses were to be triggered, I think the entire place would come down.
There are other defenses.
As well, there's the trap on the door. Can be triggered by anyone.
Anyone just touching. That's what you said.
so in other words,
So now
we should
that-
need to leave this place.
Now that I've said
This
this,
is no one
perhaps the last comfortable rest you'll find here.
We'd already established it's not secure anyways. It's not safe here anyways.
If we have no shelter behind us, I think.
And this is my way of telling you as a DM that if that like that lightning trap, for example, got set off one more time, the entire tower.
Tower just collapsed.
Good to know.
Well, good thing we weren't in there.
If there's no shelter behind us, I think our only direction is forward. I'm tired of just having a staff in my hand and feeling helpless against this demon. say we arm ourselves. Casimir is here to guide us. We should use him.
Will we have enough time to go see Mordecai if we do this?
I feel that Mordenkainen is a man who is very smart, and if he doesn't already know what's going on, then what use is he to us anyways? He's probably been watching us and knows exactly what's been going on.
He does seem to be remarkably well informed.
Does he have his spell book?
He does not.
Only knows spells.
He may not be able to watch us then.
Both of these seem like great undertakings. I think that we should focus on just one.
Casimir says, when we set upon our task, we must all do it with a clear mind. If you have something to attend to first, you are welcome. I will be here when you return. Implication be you can go look for Mordenkainen now and come back, and then go.
Could do that. I just know that Mordenkainen's not going anywhere anytime soon.
No.
It's true.
Strahd may prevent us from getting to the Ember Temple at some point.
I think we have an opportunity with Strahd's invitation.
And your idea holds merit. Keeping that on us and traveling further west would be wise.
That way, because we have a weapon against him. And if he's weaker, when he's further away from his home, then he will not.
Not weaker, just less safe.
If he's less safe, then he will not risk countering us. We make ourselves also much more a threat, so we'll be more dangerous of a road.
We're also more vulnerable.
I felt like prey for too long.
If this Amber Temple truly does make us stronger, and strong as you say, Casimir, maybe you can, first off, tell us a little bit about this power that you speak of. All I know is that there's knowledge there.
Says yes, of course. This temple was created to contain ancient evil and great power. It was watched over by a cabal of wizards who had dedicated themselves to the cause. There is untold power and knowledge there.
That sounds great.
If there's
Sounds
evil power,
well-guarded.
all I ask is that if there's evil power, we do not use that. We just gain knowledge. You mentioned something about your sister saving. I do want to help you in that. I don't know what this is, but we just need to make sure to stay on the right path.
Casimir says, in the end, is it the power that is good or evil? Or is it our actions and our intentions?
I'm siding with him on that.
Well,
I use darkness.
If it
He does not
kills,
use me.
if it kills Strahd, I'll use it.
there is some power that even I.
I'm of a mind that they sealed it away for a reason, yes.
There's.
Well, I clapped my hand on you and I said, well, friend, you can trust us to use it well, so you won't have to get your hands dirty.
It's not even in my hands, but okay. All I ask then is just be wary and just let's make sure we continue on this path that Torm has paved for us.
Any path that leads out of the darkness at this point.
I'm
Casimir,
going to be completely honest, I did not prepare the right spells then. I'm not prepared to go to the Amber Temple.
Well, didn't you just wake up?
Already gonna pick spells. I prepared to go to Curse.
Actually, I don't know. I would say that's fine. This is like...
Okay, then I can check
part
out
of our
spells.
morning
You sleep and then you have 2 hours
Good.
to do stuff as part of your long rest.
Boom.
You can do it here.
Good.
Yeah, we haven't even been up for over an
Yeah,
hour.
you have a 20-minute discussion. And,
Yep.
yeah,
So
prepare spells.
get in, loser. We're going to the Amber
let's
Temple.
Yep.
let's take a
Now.
break and then we can wake up the werewolf, question him, and then go to Amber Temple.
Sounds like a good idea.
All right.
To it.
I'll let you know I did not pick spells to go to the
Good-
Amber
good
Temple.
time for a break.
I picked Charm Person
And we have returned. You all preparing to set off for the Ember Temple?
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent.
As long as
Let's do it.
Casimir's ready to guide us.
Let's get ready, get our supplies, and get on down that trail.
How many days travel is it?
Is that what you said?
Anyway, I think we're gonna get back before tomorrow night, correct? I That was the plan.
We'll
If
get
the-
back when we get back.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
If the temple doesn't consume us.
I guess at this point it doesn't matter really.
Assuming
We
that
are already-
whatever power we seek is there, it won't matter when we get back.
We are already we are already enemies of Strahd.
I was just wondering how many supplies to take for how long we're journey there.
Hmm.
3 supplies.
Well,
Good to know. I'm glad it's that simple.
Everything you got.
This seems like such a gamble.
What are we gambling?
We don't even know if there's power there we can wield.
we were told there by the lady at the camp. The what is it? The
Madam Ava.
Madam Ava.
With
Yes.
Stani. Yep.
That this place has knowledge.
We've been hearing
I'm
about
gonna look to Van Richten. Was it a true prophecy though?
Was what a true prophecy?
Madam Ava's prophecy. Do we know it to be true?
Yeah, we
Was it
told her.
a prophecy?
Are we in any position to be questioning any prophecy of good luck our way? I think our options are few.
Yeah, I prefer to just like if someone says something good's gonna happen to us, we should believe it. But if they say something bad, we'll have to ignore it.
I like how Mike thinks of this.
Van Richten would say prophecy is prophecy, but the existence of the Amber Temple is not in dispute.
And there is power there.
Oh, it's as much as you can ask for.
I think that
The only question is the cost.
this last encounter showed that we can do things against Strahd.
Yes, we
We do have
can.
some power, but not quite enough.
Mm.
Quite enough.
Now that Strahd knows we have this power, the stakes have been raised.
Yes, they
We need
have.
to be ready for the next meeting, because he certainly will be.
And not just power, keep in mind that this is also the heart of perhaps all knowledge in this land, and also the foretold destination.
One
or
of the
location
same.
of the Tomb of Strahd.
All of our questions will be answered.
I do think this is the way because we have, in a way, with this reveal, forced his hand, and now we need to force our own hand too.
Van Richten says things have been set in motion. They cannot be undone.
Indeed.
I get on the elevator. I'm like, you guys ready?
Oh, we should talk to the werewolf, right?
Oh, right.
Before we
I brought you guys a werewolf.
Before we go.
This week.
I just kind of.
Hey,
I just like towering over him. So
Where'd they go?
Who?
He's looking around,
you've
terrified.
been- you were rescued from the battlefield. You have nothing to fear. What happened?
They set upon us.
Who were you attacked by?
Did they look like you?
No, not at all. They appeared out of nowhere. They set upon us like light itself in the darkness. Wielding blades of mist.
Were these agents of Strahd?
I know not what they are, but they are not on our side.
our side.
What side is that?
What is our side?
And for the first time, he really looks around at like you all in his surroundings, and he says, "Are we not all subjects of the Lord here?"
Oh, well, can't let this one go.
Wrong answer, unfortunately. The Lord you speak of, just to be clear, Strahd. You are his subject.
We are all his subjects.
Is that by choice or by necessity?
I don't know if that question needs to be asked in a place like this.
I've been
Were there to be a viable way to not be his subject? Would that be the path you choose?
It's a question I cannot begin to answer.
I think you could begin to answer it. It's a yes or no question.
You're not going anywhere.
You're definitely not going anywhere.
Since you all have no idea who these specters were.
Clearly not. You're
You're the one that saw them.
not being very forthcoming with details.
I found you in the woods. That is all I found.
You would not have found any of their corpses.
What happened when they died?
They vanished into nothingness.
But they die.
Blood stays clean up. No furs though.
You were conscious. Did you see your comrades escape? Or are they taken? I haven't heard of any of the bodies that were found.
Those of us that fell, most of them, their bodies would have been taken back.
So they were survivors.
They left me there, perhaps believing me a coward.
So you're saying that your other allies, who are also subjects of this Lord Strahd, left you. Why would you take that?
I'm also thinking...
That is our way.
I'm also thinking alive, but missing a leg. You were dead weight. They left you
You're
behind.
missing an arm.
Arm? Either way, dead weight.
That is our way.
You would go back to the people that left you behind?
And he says, well, shit, no. I would like to confirm a name here. That is... Awesome. He says yes, well, that is Kiriel's way.
Who's Kiriel? Kiriel?
So the vicious one and the talker.
He is the leader of our band. He is the one who teaches us that the strong survive.
The very one that would leave you behind if you were to be dead weight to them.
Such is our way.
And you know that were you to return to them, you would still be considered dead weight, missing an arm.
Who's to say?
They have no use for you.
Perhaps I can prove myself.
Can I roll persuasion?
Yeah, what are you trying to persuade him to do?
Trying to convince him that it wouldn't benefit him to go back to the other wolves.
Is there something that you'd prefer him to do instead?
Help us.
Help you? Interesting. What do you ask of him? Or what do you tell him to do?
I want to know everything that you know about the who is who in your group.
Okay, roll persuasion.
25.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I knew a used car salesman.
I was going to say something to try to help, but I realized it was completely opposite intent. So it's fine. I put my silver sword against his throat.
Yeah. Wait.
He says, Kiriel Stoyanovich is our leader. We are the children of Mother Night. We have always been strong. That is our way. That is how we live here. Recently, there was one who challenged Kira's leadership.
He's the one I'm interested in.
Grigoro.
We know a little bit before. Out of character.
Tell me more about him.
As well. If you believe that Grigoro will have his way, then you should learn the lesson of Emil. I believe he mentioned it to you all before, the first time that you met him. Says Emil is the one who planted this idea in Grigoro's head. He did not agree with Kiriel's way of ensuring that our pack remains strong. It says, word of Emil's unhappiness reached our lord, and Kirill returned with his servants in tow. We have not seen Emil since. And any of you that met the pack the first time would remember that Kirill said that Emil is in the dungeon in Castle Ravenloft now.
Emil is.
Mm-hmm.
You say that your pack survives by only allowing the strong to survive,
Mm-hmm.
but you beholden yourselves as servants to the Lord. That doesn't seem to be a logical next step.
Says he is the strongest of us all. He is the strongest of her children.
But he's not of your kind. Why follow him?
Strongest of whose children?
Of her children.
Night.
The Mother Knight.
And then he'll say to you,
That's a question.
I have seen the Lord in his canine form, his lupine form. His
I
abil- his
turn
abil-
and look at you guys
his-
and I'm like,
He's a werewolf.
his ability is
Shit.
his ability is beyond our own.
I mean, he showed us
the
actually
sequel
in
to
the
Twilight.
The
thing,
very,
probably.
very first time he actually appeared in his wolf form,
And I think that was the only time.
and then transformed into Strahd just to show that he had the wolf form.
Oh man.
Sure, yeah, he did.
And he says,
Forgot about that.
last I knew there were murmurs of discontent in the camp. Not only with Grigoro, but also with Emil's mate, Zuleika. But certainly, they are not brave enough to take down Kirill on their own.
If we were to take down Kirill, will we gain allies within your clan?
I would not count on that.
Do you think we wouldn't make any friends by taking him down?
Inserting ourselves into the politics of another group
Yeah, I
might not be the most tactful approach.
I feel we should leave the werewolves be.
We have enough.
I'm gonna say that because it seemed like Grigoro was interested in talking that time that I got fucked up.
Regardless,
Kirill.
I think there's a time and place for these communications with the
Well,
werewolves.
certainly not now,
Indeed, I think
but in the future.
even now the sun circles the sky dimly, faintly, but time is passing.
Also, I still don't think he should live.
Real quick, I have a question. What is your name?
Antonio.
I didn't want to know your name.
Antonio, how long have you been this form?
Since I was a child. Such is our way.
I see. So you were not attacked and made into this. You have been this since birth.
I did not say that. I suppose I never told you how Kirill keeps our pack strong. As you know, our kind, we must convert others to maintain ourselves. We take children from the land. Kirill ensures that only the strongest of the children are returned.
And the others?
They fall in battle.
And you don't see anything wrong with this.
We find those who are strongest and make them of our own, such is our way.
Do you think there could be another way?
It makes us stronger, does it not? Well, I suppose Grigoro would be the one to talk to about
There are
that.
other ways to strengthen yourselves than killing those of your own kind.
We kill none of our own kind. Well, except the weak.
Maybe not directly, but through your actions. You kill thousands, maybe.
Are you really trying to make the case for more werewolves in this cursed land right now?
It's not about morals, it's about strength. You said it yourself. Only the strong can survive.
Oh, no, I didn't say morals. I said more werewolves.
Oh, I heard
I
morals.
think we have quite enough.
Does he have a strange
yeah.
accent?
And they'll say, Kirill sees a larger pack as too difficult to control and feed, while Emil believes that a larger pack would ensure our survival.
I guarantee you there'd be much more game in these woods if Strahd wasn't lording over these lands. Be plenty for all to eat.
He may be the strongest child of Mother Night right now. That won't always be the case.
Such may be true.
Your life was
Hopefully the
saved.
next one treats us as fairly.
Your life was saved, and we vest no cost. But we leave on a perilous journey to the Amber Temple and must present a choice before you to return or to aid in the quest and better all of this realm. Rejoin the pack that abandoned you or walk with us. See what strength you may lend to downing the Dark Lord who keeps us all oppressed.
I see a third option. Return to your pack. We ask nothing of you in return, but you'll remember us when next we encounter you, and our kindness that we did to you.
It's unwise.
To that I can agree.
I think it's a good power move, especially one that Curiel himself will understand. If we truly feared them, why would we let them get stronger? This is showing them that we don't fear them,
They know where we're traveling.
so let them come to us. There are already those among them that
They're
disagree
allies
with
of Strahd,
Curiel.
and they know where we're traveling.
Perhaps we should delay this one's return until we are already at the Ember Temple. If we leave him bound loose enough to where he can eventually escape, that will give us time to get there before anyone can know of our escape.
Does anyone have the skill to do that?
What, to loosely bind him?
What if he just gets out quickly?
We
He's
do
only
know
got
it.
one arm.
Find him.
That doesn't mean anything. Desperation. I think it unwise to let him live.
I agree
We
that
could
it
have
was
him go with Rictavio.
Werewolf with the Werewolf Hunter.
Or we could just take him with us forcibly and let him go once we get to the Amber Temple.
All of this adds
I like
additional complication.
I won't kill him.
I will.
His pack thinks him worthless anyways.
I have to say, there's too much darkness in this land already. I'm
Is
on the
it-
side of light now.
He says, it's clear Kirill does not want to make an enemy of you all. I will put in a good word.
I have
Insight.
something to offer.
Insight check?
I mean, yeah, you can make an insight check.
Not very good. That's an 8.
I mean, yeah, you guys definitely drove him off the first time.
I mean, maybe he will, if we can plant the seed, as they say, it may grow.
We can show them that we're stronger than Strahd, but that we are not out to kill all those weaker than us. It might change their allegiances a little bit.
Indeed.
If we're stronger than Strahd, they'll follow us no matter what.
But we don't have to become a monster like him as well.
No, but it's dangerous to leave him alive.
This whole land is dangerous. I think that we should...
Why add more?
Because it can pay off. It's an investment. A gamble.
A risk.
Hey, Wolf. When was the last time it snowed here?
Strange. Not since I can remember.
That's a
Deliberate
good sign.
Perhaps the season moved more slowly here, or perhaps it's Strahd himself.
I'm gonna go with option number 2.
I'm gonna pick him up and bring him over to the window so that he can see it.
Do you look outside as well?
Yeah, I'm standing behind him though.
You see from the east a single, small, bat flapping towards the tower, appearing to hold a piece of parchment.
Oh god damn it. Speaking of parchment, we never opened that.
No, we never opened the other
And
letter.
it's flying towards the tower.
Okay.
It's flapping towards y'all.
I'm gonna pretend to bump him out the window out of surprise from seeing the bat.
Bump him out the window?
Yes!
Wait,
He's going out the
How
window.
big are these windows?
you're doing it on accident?
No.
I don't know. I don't know if
What
you
did
He's
you
guys-
say?
deliberately throwing him out the
I'm
window.
throwing him out the window. I'm trying to make it look like an accident.
Sleight of hand check? I feel like that'd be sleight of hand.
Yeah?
Force a grown man out of a window.
Like,
He's
or
tied up.
deception. Or deception check.
First of all, is everyone okay with this?
I'd rather
I'd
not.
rather-
Dude, come on!
No,
It's not.
He's trying to deceive. I mean, no, it's fine. I don't care if he. I don't care if he dies.
It's like, no, out of character, I don't really care if he dies either. It's just very pragmatic.
But in character, I'm trying to help him live. But
I don't.
care if he
There's not
dies.
windows big enough to
Yeah, I
push
don't-
someone out in this.
So
Just-
only
just
if you
to see
like
him.
intentively like squeak out of the window like Mike did before.
Like, yeah, because Mike got out of the window.
Did
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we established it was large enough for a
Oh.
person to go through.
We'll say for a smaller person,
Okay.
it's a wide arrow slit. We'll say.
Maybe also for like
Otherwise, it wouldn't
Don't
be.
think.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be very good for defense.
multi-purpose.
For defense at all.
Okay.
It's okay. That's,
Okay.
well, never mind. I'll do that then. I just say,
So you see the bat flapping towards you.
it looks like everything knows we're here.
What? What do you mean?
That could be
I swear to
Strahd.
God,
We should.
if the bat
should
slams into
destroy
the
it.
tower, I swear to God,
The map.
and triggers the fucking
Uh,
defense of the tower,
I wanna-
collapsing the tower.
When I
swear.
see the bat, I want to take the elevator downstairs and go outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna go too.
Okay.
Or actually, I want to like wait by the door. I don't want to go outside yet.
Yeah, if it's emerging, you would probably be down to the bottom around the time that it arrives.
Okay. Are there any arrow slits in the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, I would go down to the bottom and watch the arrow slit.
Okay. And you watch as it actually, and you take the chunky elevator ride down.
Yeah.
And when you get to the bottom, you look out and you watch as the bat is flying to the entrance on the top floor.
Is there just like a hole in the roof?
There's like a slit on the upper room where everyone is.
It's true, yeah.
The same arrow slit.
That
Is this a magical bat?
I shout
No,
out to
actually.
everyone. Do
I'm
you
just
see?
wondering, if it's
It's
gonna
coming in the tower.
come in the window and then turn into a person. Because the magic.
No, it
stops.
would within 5 feet
Oh,
outside of it, right? It's a 5 foot. We established I can't just drop off the tower and feather
I mean,
fall to the
the
bottom.
bat's
So
the bat's just flapping towards the open window. Do you guys want to like shoot it before it gets there, or do you just want to see what happens?
I don't
I'm
know.
Let's just-
holding my fire. Being.
I'll wait.
do you have a ranged weapon?
I assume if it's something strong enough to hurt us, us shooting it now won't make a difference. So maybe we should just talk to it if it is gonna try to talk to us.
It's a bat.
It's a messenger. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
Flaps up. Drops its parchment in the arrow slit and below the window towards you guys.
And it explodes.
Flaps away
Great.
back towards the east.
I'll watch it until it disappears.
And the side of the paper that you can see it doesn't have anything written on it.
Pick it up.
I'm taking the elevator back up.
What's it say?
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
There's no magic in here.
You just open it. Right? You can just,
Need a 10-foot pole.
there is no magic. That's true. There's
No,
no
it
magic.
It's
is
no
magic.
magic.
Yes.
Yeah, I just pick it up.
So you all now have two letters.
That are unread.
that you
Yeah,
can figure out.
Can we read both letters?
Yeah,
Both
let's just read
letters.
both of them
Which
at
one do you
once.
want first?
To the same
Do they both say the same thing?
No. They're from different people. That's the best part.
Great.
One's from Ernst.
Let's read the
First one.
one first. First one's first.
Okay, the first one says something along the lines of, and it's a fairly formal script, but it looks like written in simple ink. perhaps on like the nicest paper you might be able to find in a shitty town. And it says something along the lines of your accomplishments are recognized in contributing to the safety of our fair town. You are welcome anytime to visit the burgomaster of Vlaki. It is believed that we could be of mutual
The
assistance.
burgomaster of the line.
And then
Who is that now?
and it's signed VV.
Silly Von Holtz.
Oh.
His name took over Hogwarts.
You would
Isn't that a
think
good thing though?
you would think that
We don't know that.
you would think that is not Vasily von Holtz.
Oh.
It would not be VV. 2 capital V's.
What was the first burgomaster's name?
The one that died,
Yeah.
Vargas Vlakovic.
Oh.
Oh, does he have a son that also has a B name?
Victor Volkovich.
Is there any, there's no date?
How do you know that name? Because I thought that I completely failed to mention this person before in this entire campaign.
I just guessed.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
Nailed it.
Spoilers.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
I mean,
Nailed it.
Victor's like the most common
Yeah.
Pennsylvania name.
Yeah.
Right.
Perhaps he has a son that I just completely
So
failed to
new
mention.
burgomaster.
So he's
Which-
not as
which-
crazy as his father.
Which does make almost Ernst his behavior a little more curious with this knowledge.
Yeah, why is he working for the burgomeister?
I mean,
It looked like he was like kind of brainwashed to go there,
Right.
like under command of a magical.
He's the burgomaster's.
he was given a command. It might not have been from the.
Maybe it was human messenger instead of animal messenger.
Haha. Alright, now the bat message.
At the same time, I assume that everyone
Hogwarts, Hogwarts, Hogwarts,
in
Hogwarts,
Valaki
Hogwarts,
is
Hogwarts.
charmed. Everyone of worth in Valaki is charmed by Strahd, so this could just be some silly Strahd thing.
Could be.
That's with us.
We're on the Truman Show.
And actually, and the other piece of paper from the bat, it's actually black, very very fine paper. And you look on the other side, and it is very very fine red ink. You think, and
Seems like that would be hard to.
despite the formality, it's a vibrant red.
It's a light black.
Yeah,
It's
and-
not black paper.
Despite the fact that this is very clearly very fine material, what's written on it is almost casual, and it says something along the lines of "Hello, Doncox. Such a pleasure to see you all one last time. As you have seen, I have some control over my domain here, and I must admit, though I am not one to lie, some of the true nature of this place has been concealed from you. Henceforth, I promise that you will see this place as it truly is. Enjoy your magic. Welcome to Barovia. I'll be seeing you. Strahd von Zarovich.
No mention of the dinner.
Did we hear him?
I mean,
Can I roll an insight for passive aggressive?
No, we're gonna see how it.
You auto succeed because what does he also write? He writes Happy Holidays.
Snuggle biscuit.
It's getting towards Christmas time in Barovia. Surprise! It's actually winter.
Well, he knows we're here also, so we should probably get going.
yeah.
He knows when we're sleeping.
Oh,
That's
that's
when
even
we're
worse.
awake.
That's even
Oh.
worse. He was keeping winter at bay. That's even worse.
He's winter man.
I think we made him angry.
Skinny goth winter man.
I think we should hurry to the Amber Temple.
He's the
Yes.
summer queen of the faith.
Let's get
Axsmith and Barovia.
pack up, get everything ready. Say our goodbyes to our friends.
Van Richten, what's your next move?
I believe I should head to the winery. We must consolidate our forces.
Oh yeah.
You all
Sure.
have, you all have your own task.
We do.
Your assistance will be missed. Travel safely.
Toodles.
And it will be needed when the time comes.
And Irene says, I shall handle what I can on my end.
Yes, if you can
Diplomatically. I will relay a message if I can.
get this aid of this holy person in Krezik, it may be a great ally.
I will let you know as soon as I can when I find it. Thank you, Pardon. Thank you all.
May your path be lighted.
I'll give her a hug, even though like I'm like 3 times bigger than her.
Casimir, you need to guide us to the Ember Temple.
The time is right.
It is the right time.
We're ready to go.
Put my
Put it.
anything
Get my
else?
walking staff ready. Get my broom across my back.
I have enough rations for 8 days, so
Yeah, and you see as Rudolph Van Richten, he mounts up on his gray mare. So heard nod.
Did someone change my seat settings?
Oh, why is there blood on my saddle?
None the wiser.
Move my rear view.
None the wiser. The horse winks at you.
Oh,
That's how it is.
But I can't tell.
Yes,
So
you,
we'll see
you,
how
oh,
this goes.
yeah, you now have 20 with animal handling. I just didn't tell you, which is why
Nice.
I just went along with it. As he mounts up towards the winery, Irina looks at everyone as well and nods, clutches at her necklace that she has. She just looks and says, "I'll never let him take you.
It's like this.
I promise you all that."
Okay.
She begins to walk away towards the edge of the domain, away from the castle, far away she can get in this land. From here.
we do hope all is well with her. But again, as far as we know, she cannot be seen by Strahd's magical eyes. And it was
Alright.
Okay, you guys are just.
but we are dangerous, as we know.
Or wolves, or werewolves. I mean,
Yes.
anything can happen.
I say goodbye to the clay golems on the way out.
Indeed.
Did you name them?
No, definitely not.
Just give them a good old rest well.
I will tell them to go up, just in case anyone who doesn't know what's going on wanders in here.
Nice.
Say bye to the suit of armor.
You can bring the suit of armor.
Yeah, sooner or
Fuck yeah.
Dude, there's gonna be 8 of you. There's gonna be the 6 of you, Casimir, and the suit of armor.
Yes,
Yes.
we need that suit of armor.
Just seated
Can
in
I
your
give the
temple.
suit of armor a name?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it
Can
with
I have the suit of armor wear my
The
mask?
command
Mr.
word.
Hands.
The command word was what again?
Mr.
The
Hands.
command word is Kazan.
Kazan. Yes.
I'm definitely.
Kazzy.
The suit of armor is carrying my stuff.
Kaz.
Kaz. Kaz.
Wait, can we make the suit of armor a pack mule?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much-
You guys have a pet suit of armor. I don't know. What's his strength?
What is money
His
rations?
strength is like
on
15 or
it?
something?
Oh my god, that means you can hold a lot of weight.
Yep.
Sweet.
Let's just put all of our stuff on.
I'm putting like pack like inside.
Actually, I don't need to take
inside
any of my
his
stuff
chest
off.
cavity.
Yeah, I'm gonna just strap my stuff to it.
Does the weight of itself
I'm not very
count?
strong.
Nah, it's fine. It's carrying nothing, essentially.
Jeez. Fuck yeah. Is
Do
that a
you
weapon?
mind if I just use this?
I think they use, what is it?
It's brand new, so it's fine.
Sword?
Yeah.
Oh great, we have a pack mule suit of armor. Love it.
We should give it a name.
It's Mr. Hands.
Oh, right.
No.
That's a
Why is it Mr. Hands? God,
What's Mr. Hands?
Sean, why have you done this?
Wait, is that a reference to something?
Yes.
Yes.
We were actually, me and Justin were talking about
Well,
it.
I
2
suppose
days
we-
ago.
Yes,
I suppose
like
we
a
should
couple
probably
days
fill
ago.
you in.
Jesus.
Don't worry about
On
What
recording.
is it?
No.
Is it pause recording?
We're gonna pause recording.
Pause recording for a second.
We're like, wait a second. On recording.
it. Guys from getting fucked by horrors.
No, we're not naming. No, we're not naming this thing. I've heard about this video. We're not.
Yes, I'm like, right? I had heard of the video. I just never heard Mr. Hands as the specific thing for it.
Oh, really?
Different,
Yeah.
right? I never knew that.
No, I knew about the video, but I didn't. I never knew it was. Yeah, no, we're not naming this video. I'm not naming this video.
This time I'm demanding a name And we can't move on to
Kaz. Why not?
Kaz.
Kazzy.
Kaz.
Kazzy?
Kazzy or Kaz?
Kazzy, Kaz.
Kazzy the caddy.
We just
Okay.
call it whatever
Can
name we want
we
for it.
just
Who
name the
cares?
horse Strahd?
It's an animated armor. We can call it whatever we
Kind of
want.
like an anti-Voldemort tactic, you know, just like
Was
normalize
it
his
Kazan
name.
or Kazan?
Kazan.
Kazan.
Kazan. What's the command word?
Kazan.
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 You're Strahd,
Kazan.
you're
I think Chaz,
What?
Chazon. Like
Yeah.
Chaz. Chazon.
Nice. Good throwback.
It's Kazzy.
And you have your
Could be Boogar.
you have your undead horse as well. Your undead
Does he need a name?
steed. What's that?
Does he need a name?
He can have. He doesn't need any.
What about celery?
I'm just
man?
pointing out. So
Celery.
there's nine of you now
Yep.
on this trip.
Dances. Paul runs computer. Celery. man.
10 with Debbie.
Mm.
10.
What doesn't really-
10
No, we
original.
should just name the horse Tane.
New Tane.
New Tane. Execute New Tane.
See.
All of- all of
that.
All of this is being discussed as you begin to set upon the
It
trail.
is recording.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were going back.
As you begin to set upon the path, which is at first familiar, Casimir begins to lead you to the southwest, to the multiple sets of crossroads that lead the central location to everywhere in the western half of this land. And at the crossroad where there's the signs that say Wizard of Wines, Valaki, and Krezik, he leads you all to the south, down the one path that is not marked.
As we're traveling, I want to sidle up next to Fardin, and just kind of quietly say, you said that you received a message from the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard anything from your patron deity? From
I don't. I mean,
The Tormy Ward?
I don't know. Patron. I don't know if that's the right word. But Torm. Like I have been trained to be a paladin of Torm. I
speak from my own experience, so forgive my nomenclature.
all of my strength comes from
But
how devoted I am to Torm and how much he encompasses me.
Yes, okay, but have you heard from Torm?
I must admit, it's been foggy since I've been in here, but I do still have strength from inside to draw from, and that is where I get it.
I too find myself with strength, but I had a vision in the night, and a voice told me that my patron could not contact me here. I was wondering if all link between deities were cut off in this place, or whether mine had just been excommunicated.
I will say that, at least with Torm, although I have not, you could say, heard from him, although he doesn't usually speak in such overt ways, I can draw power from inside and from
As I've seen,
around me with Torm. And
indeed,
there is still influence.
I find my abilities growing as we progress and survive this land. However, guidance is sorely lacking. Anyways, I was just checking to see whether this was another overarching power of Strahd's or not.
I do think that there is some blockage, but
It would make sense.
there is still some that comes through. It seems.
I hope that a little light can shine through on this. Leg of the journey, it's sure to be dangerous.
Well, rest assured, with Torm watching, well, maybe not watching, but with the light of Torm guiding us, I think that we have something.
I hope you're right.
You continue on, beginning to slowly ascend. The tall trees around you all beginning to thin. The road itself begins to degrade to a point beyond which even the carriage could not cross. But it's clear that there is much road ahead of you.
Is it getting cold?
It's beginning to get colder.
I think we have one of those, right? Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for me, I don't need it.
Yeah, you should have enough to keep you protected. protected from the elements here.
So it starts getting cold, and Sencha stops and takes off his pack, and then pulls out a big white Yeti fur, puts it on,
Ooh.
and then puts his pack back on.
That looks like the furs of some of the animals near my mountain village.
Well, I do hunt beasts, and monsters.
Ooh.
I also am skilled with making clothes out of furs that I find in
I don't say.
my retrieve.
Sounds like some hard fights. If they were as big as this fur shows.
Yeah.
You know, I've been thinking of names for shops, and if you ever started a fur shop, you could call it the furrier the better. Because a furrier is like someone that sells furs.
I don't really do it with people.
Mike, maybe you can do that. You
Yeah.
guys think you can join a part? Maybe you could be partners.
Yeah, maybe.
He sells,
Criminal
you
partnership.
retrieve.
I'm really good at selling things, especially if they've been used.
But a little boring.
Yeah.
Nice look.
I believe it. Mike here is a good talker.
What are you guys gonna do when you get out?
Yeah, basically. Tyr, what are you gonna do when you get out? When Strahd's killed.
Yeah, well, I'll be getting out of here. I'll be getting out, and I will go back to wandering, I suppose. There's not much out there for me left.
Hmm.
All I can really think about though is killing Strahd.
Well, I'm sure there's something out there that you'd enjoy.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be going anywhere, man.
What?
I don't think he's gonna be going anywhere.
What do you mean? I mean, yeah, you come back, but what else? What? I mean, that's just some weirdness with this land. I don't know.
Do you not think
Who knows?
he might be linked to this place? Perhaps its destruction will also end his tether to this world.
Are you?
I could not say, but I have a feeling that once I finally succeed in killing Strahd, I may finally be able to rest.
Dude, the longer I stay here, the more tired I get.
Do you want that though?
I think I will be content and happy when Strahd is dead.
Let's focus on that part.
Very well.
How close are we?
Not very. And
Probably
Casimir,
only like what, a few hours?
yeah, maybe a little bit. And Casimir looks back at this, and even as you guys are starting to ascend, you might notice that Casimir doesn't really seem to be paying attention to the cold at all. He doesn't seem to mind.
Not wearing too much clothing.
Wearing the same things that he has been. And eventually the trees open up, and there's a winding path ahead of you all, and down there's a cliff looking down upon the trees below. From this point, climbing as you are, you can even see a ways down the very large clearing that contains the Whisper Wines winery. And even beyond that, you can see Yester Hill. And to the southeast, you see nothing but just mountains continuing to climb nearly to infinity as you look upon the path that lies ahead of you. Casimir continues to lead you along, and there is an area where you see the trees have reached around from below, forming a large plateau. And Casimir leading you all on a path that leads around this. You all still cannot help but feel that you are being watched. You hear a rustle in the forest. What do?
Gotta look around.
Walk faster.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around and
Yeah.
try and spot whatever made the sound.
Okay, you make perception checks.
Yeah.
11.
17.
Natural 20 for a total of 20.
23.
Okay, yeah, those who got 16 and above, you're able to see at one point there are some skittering shapes in the forest, but you do catch unmistakably what is at least one human form in perhaps large leathers or furs scrambling in the brush.
Weapon drawn.
Should we just confront?
I'm going to yell out, "You've been seen. State your business."
Goes quiet in that area of the forest.
Must have been nothing.
I saw something, right?
And then
I did as well.
one begins to step out. Those who have seen them before would recognize this as perhaps one of the wild people of this land. One of the ones who roams the forest, perhaps one of the berserkers who follow the druids who follow Strahd. And another steps out. You see 4, 5, not immediately preparing for combat, but looking upon you all suspiciously.
Seeing that they're all wearing furs and I am also, I'm going to step forward.
Are these friendly?
I'm holding my weapon. I'm like,
I'm going to cast light on my staff.
And then you hear a whistle from the forest. And they stop. They lower their eyes to you all, and sort of look back, and you hear
Oh shit.
as there are not quite winter splinter size, but there is the parting of brush in the forest as something sweeps things aside. Whether with a stick or a blade, you don't know. But you see a shadow growing in the forest. Growing larger. It's bigger than you think a human would be.
boy, weapon out. I'm holding it ready.
Until emerging, you see a large, sturdy form. Wearing furs of their own, stained with blood and mud, and at this point, snow as it falls upon its shell, as those of you who know him recognize your old friend, Boris,
Oh shit.
Boris, what?
wielding the blood spear.
Does he look regular size?
He's the same size he always was.
He's very low.
He's certainly more of those
Boris.
from the first.
I just like yell out.
What do you think Boris would say at a time like this?
He's still himself?
More or less.
Oh man, I wasn't prepared to be the mindset of Boris.
I know you weren't. I might have an
Do you mean to
an
tell
idea.
me that in less than like 24 hours, Boris has become the leader of a bunch of berserkers?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Why couldn't he do that before when we needed allies?
Does he know?
He discovered something out there that we didn't see before.
Yeah, like guys that are.
He was wise being held back by a bunch of fools, really. Let's be real.
Yep.
He'd probably say, you know, here to stir up more trouble.
That sounds very accusatory.
Boris, it's good to see a friendly face. I was saddened at your letter, but I see you've made something for yourself.
Yes, it seems that once I split from you, I was able to prosper.
What do you think?
My heart is kind of a little bit. Okay, I guess Boris, if you want that, that's fine.
Where is Fenris?
I'm gonna say, like, looks like you're really living an enriched lifestyle here.
I'd say he's not with you.
We haven't
gone.
seen him since you disappeared.
Vanished, disappeared.
Well, it seems he was also wise.
Boris,
And yet Boris feels perhaps a fondness for this group of people, which is. And would you say that your interests perhaps still align with their own to free this land?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So what Boris would perhaps do would be to warn you all of the dangers that await you in the mountains.
There are dangers in the mountains.
Boris, as with Kazdar, I understand your decision to not be involved with this. I respect that.
He would also tell you that with his abilities, he was able to sway some of the people of this land, but that they demand a certain respect by one who's proven, and that if there are any trophies from anything that you encounter, it could help to sway them to your side.
That's good to keep in mind.
Senja says, yeah, I keep trophies. Does he like, he's wearing a Yeti?
Wearing, yes, wearing a trophy.
Well, clearly where we are going is dangerous and possibly filled with many a thing that we could get a trophy for them. Boris, you think if we come back with some trophies, that way they may be of aid?
Yes.
We'll think that.
Say again?
If they come back with some trophies, will they be of aid? If we come back with some trophies for the people, I asked Boris, like, will they be of help? Like, would they be of aid?
It could definitely help, yeah.
We traveling to the Amber Temple.
And he would tell you there are just many legends that they speak of different creatures up in the land.
Boris, are you leaving the fighting at Strahd, contenting yourself to live alone in the wilderness, or with the company you found here?
I am fighting to my strengths.
Into your own way, like Kazdar.
Cannot argue with that.
Kazdar also fights in his own way. And I believe in it. And I believe in you, Boris.
I think we were stronger together, but I respect your decision. I hope that our strengths combined will be enough to save this land.
This is a battle best fought on multiple fronts.
And then one of the berserkers says, Songzor.
Yes.
Rogtar.
He says something that I don't
Darmok
think any of you understand.
Couldn't have
Not-
said
not
it better
understand me.
myself.
Oh,
And
what
then he said-
language is it?
Druidic.
No, obviously not.
And then he says again, something, Songzor. And Boris says, Songzor, indeed.
Song's over.
Beware. He is more powerful than most of its kind.
Songzor?
Songzor.
Oh, Songzor is a name.
A whisper goes through the berserkers. Songzor.
So beware of Songzor.
Sounds like we need to kill this thing.
Where does Songzor
Sencha
reside?
asked, does it have a fur?
That's for a cat.
Does it have horns?
It has a pelt.
Wonderful.
Does it have a belt?
I could make a belt with
With a
belts.
belt.
Does it live in a
Multiple
house?
belts,
Does it
possibly.
live in a house? Does it have a
That's
presence?
something I would have never felt was possible.
We could have friendship belts.
Can we have
We can
belts
kill
that
this
say
monster
that
together.
each all
We
of them
need
say
belts
Don
like
Cox
this.
on it?
Matching dog cock.
He embroidered Don Cox on every single one of them. It was incredible.
We can go get them branded from Kazdar.
What's the plan? You're gonna get Tom
We
Cox
get
uniforms?
No, we can get,
You give them to-
we can get
You
belts.
give them to the berserkers?
No, no, we're gonna get it for us.
We need to get merch.
We should get a standard
We're gonna make
uniform.
merch.
We should have merch for our tour.
Yeah. I think we should have a standard uniform that we wear.
A belt.
But like a full body.
It's an insignia.
full
No,
body.
we all have
Mike,
our
you
own.
can have a full body.
Yeah, yeah. We all have
like a
our own.
leather suit.
The belt is the full body
It is
uniform.
the
You just wear
Actually,
the belt.
actually,
X-Men.
you guys should have gone and talked to Mordenkainen because he would have told you that he actually had merch pre-made for his revolution that he forgot to use, and it
Oh
probably
my
would have made all
God.
the difference.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
He, they were supposed to be the Morden's lords.
Oh my god.
Nice.
You're making that up right now.
That's a stretch.
The
That's
Morden
a bit of a
lords.
stretch.
More than words.
Anyway, back to this tense situation.
That's what Boris says, verbatim.
Boris, are you just here to warn us?
Am I just there?
We're
Just
here
a
to warn
tortoise to warn us.
Well, perhaps you appeared here because this is your domain now. And
This tortoise here to warn us.
they
or escort
essentially
us?
must go through you to go through. And so it is you granting them permission in a way.
It's like, yeah, no, Boris.
Yes. 'Cause you have answered the call to rule these hills, and so they pass with your permission.
It's excellent that this quest already has a tortoise to escort us.
That's a good one.
You pass with my permission.
On one condition, no more dumb jokes.
I've proven myself worthy of ruling these hills. So I do not hold the power that our adversary does. I still hold power.
As you said, we do need the fights need to be fought on multiple fronts, and this is one of them.
Indeed.
May we meet again soon, Boris. Take care of yourself.
Indeed.
A safe journey.
Keep it berserkin', berserkers.
And berserkers begin to disappear into the forest.
What is the thing's name that we need to kill?
Songzar.
What?
Songs or
Songzar.
Songs over. Who knows? Perhaps you will encounter
Alright, well, I think if
a rock, right?
this Songzor
Oh,
creature...
God damn.
Yeah, totally.
I think if this Songzor creature is going to be around here, we should probably be stealthy.
yes, and you are adept at hunting creatures. Maybe we should, if we are able to ambush it, this would be a good creature to kill, and also you use as a trophy to gain aid
Yes.
to these berserkers.
Sounds good to me.
Actually, if you hear that, maybe Boris would give a final comment. He might say, "It is not wise to travel slowly in these mountains."
Oh.
Also, what's that?
Noted.
And then he would probably very passively aggressively say something like, they'll come to you because you guys are loud."
Yes, he would definitely say that.
We must prove him wrong.
Well,
You have passed without a
let's
trace.
get going.
You do,
Yeah.
We did before, it didn't matter.
but you gotta move slowly, and that's the thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, let's get going. I'll scout ahead.
I'll have Debbie flying around, keeping eyes out, periodically going into her vision.
So I'm gonna run ahead of the group, hide, look around, run ahead, hide, look around.
Yeah, you can do that. And let's see, up here in the mountains,
With my white yeti for keeping me camouflaged.
I would, at some point, like to ritual cast Unseen Servant. Just have that following me around.
have with me. Yeah, you can
Yes.
do that while you're walking.
Probably have it holding some materials while I'm writing the book. What I'm thinking.
Carry your back.
Yep. The pack's on the animated armor.
Oh.
I'm carrying nothing but a book and a pen. There's like an ink quill and
It's holding me.
floating next to it, and maybe a couple of spare feathers.
Yeah, and as far as traveling goes, what I would say is that, yeah, if you're moving stealthily, then you're moving slowly, even if you're on your own. So basically, you can move ahead of the group or like with the group. But if you were to go ahead and move stealthily, they would catch up with you pretty quick.
I'm trying to like periodically
Okay.
move ahead, stealth a little bit, look around, I'll move ahead. Stealth
Just
a
keeping
little
an eye ahead of the group for you
Yeah,
guys.
keep an eye ahead of the group and
Also, he's probably we're loud. He's probably able to find it pretty.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so
My
you're
movement
definitely,
speed's 55, like I'm up there.
yeah, putting himself out there.
Yeah.
Or up
And you
there.
can teleport.
Yeah.
And if there's any
If
cover.
there's any darkness, I can teleport or dim light, which I feel like the entire kind of Barovia's dim light.
You would have it would still be bright light in a lot of places. You would have,
Especially with the snow.
Yeah.
but actually on this side, because you're on the other side of a lot of mountains, and it's still fairly
Oh,
early
sorry
in
about
the day. Hi, hello,
My
cat.
bad, dude. That's-
There will be plenty of areas of dim light, shadows cast by
Okay.
mountains or trees. or
So
anything
yeah, I'll
like
be using that too to just like stealth ahead and like
that. You can do that, and you
stay
do.
hidden.
You do often come across because it's hard to tell even where the road continues in some places, and you have Casimir to kind of lead the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep my eye out for tracks and like any signs of any creatures or monsters that we might be wary of.
Yeah, and it's actually really interesting because looking on the road itself, it doesn't look like there's been any footsteps on this road in a very long time that you can tell. Especially made harder because there is snow that has begun to fall.
Yeah. How deep is the snow right now? Is it sticking?
We'll say at this point it's maybe beginning to stick. It's maybe like 1 or 2 inches of dusting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And definitely as the road began to curve in and back up into the mountains after you all departed from Boris, it's definitely begun to open up a lot more, and you can see the gray clouds directly above. And really visibility is very low as just the sheets of soft snow fall, and the mist and fog that you can see prevent you from seeing very far at all. You can't see the horizon or anything. And a few hours, let's see, yeah, perhaps 3 or 4 hours into your journey as the cold begins to fall on you all, Casimir says, "Soon we shall be coming up on Solenka Pass. It is our only obstacle on this journey."
What is
That's my question. What?
what is it?
He said, and as he's leading you through, he says, "Well, to be clear, all of this is Solenka Pass as you've begun to travel through sort of a winding crevasse in the mountain. But there is a guard outpost placed to defend these mountains. You shall see soon enough."
Is this a manned outpost? Does
No,
it have
this
allegiance to anybody?
has not been occupied by men for some time.
I thought I read something else.
But it's occupied.
That's all he says.
Should we approach it with caution? Maybe stealth.
What you'll see first, you can stealth. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Uh, 11?
Okay. Yeah, you approach, and the road definitely narrows, and you can see that there is a sort of outpost with towers built into the side of the mountain. I can show you. Approximately something like this. There's a large gate,
Okay.
and yeah, the shelf of rock on which the mountain road clings grows narrow to your left. The icy cliffs rise sharply towards the rolling clouds, and to your right, the ground falls away, and at this point you can no longer see the trees. There's just a sea of fog below. Ahead, through the snow and the wind that has begun to pick up, you see a high wall of black stone lined with spikes and topped by statues of demonic vultures with horned heads, looking very imposing. Set in the center of the wall is a closed iron portcullis, behind which burns a curtain of green flame. It's very clear to Anko and Casimir that this is a magical flame.
Does it seem amber in color?
This does not. No. And on the
Green
other
fire.
side of the dark wall, gripping the mountain's edge, is a guard tower of white stone, topped by golden statues of mighty warriors. Gatehouse appears to be 30 feet high. The walls are 20 feet high. that's what you see from a distance.
Wait, how high are the walls?
20 feet.
Okay.
Casimir, who keeps this watchtower? Are we going to have to sneak or fight our way through?
This is, I knew not the defenses, but
At least 3 of us can get past the wall.
What use is a divided party? We must all get across.
Well, if we get past the wall, we might be able to disable the defenses from behind. And let the rest of our group in. We have 2 flying brooms. And
We're
I
in 2
can-
flying rooms. I can account for 2.
and I can
Cosby
steer
says
it.
whatever we do, we should do with caution. But I don't know how good advice that is.
I would imagine they would have defenses in place against an aerial attack. This land seems like it would have thrown more than just us against them in all the time this fortress has stood here.
For now, all seems quiet.
Before we approach,
You would not. You don't know if you'd be able to tell at this point, but yeah, this could be just the remnants of defenses long left dormant.
question
Who knows?
would Casimir have said anything about that we were approaching? Could I have begun to prepare something?
Like what?
A ritual spell?
Yeah, like what?
Detect magic, that's all.
Yeah, you can begin to do that.
Yeah, I just want to have it active as we're approaching, that's it. No, part of my writing.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So since Chad returned, relayed this information about what he saw ahead. You began to prepare your spell. What does the party do? Approach?
Should we maybe go with, if it is old magic, maybe we should have somebody go behind it, maybe check, and then leave. If it's like, oh man, there's like a bunch of people there gonna like hit you, like then leave.
I can do that.
Yeah, like you'll go and be like, is there anybody there?
If anyone with a broom wants to come with me,
Yeah.
I can make us all quite stealthy.
Yeah, I got a broom and I'm stealthy.
I can go as well.
2 of us, I can make 2 of us fly. 1 being myself.
Perhaps we should not send our whole group over immediately.
Yeah,
we
Unless
should
they
save
think
scout it
they-
out.
I think we should save our spells.
Let us use the brooms and this one's natural abilities. Toil.
Trouble?
Pass without
Okay, just go
trace.
straight for it.
Yep.
Okay, so cast
Yeah,
without trace.
we're gonna
is
fly
called
up on the broom.
stealth. Now, if you're
I'm going to be ready to cast Featherfall just in case they fall.
yeah, and I feel like stealth can be like relative if you're flying, because you still have to be like concealed in some way.
Right? Is it
Right,
nice?
it's about
high
blocking
enough
line of
It's
that
a
they
net
wouldn't be able to see.
It's actually
Right,
getting
it's
towards,
about blocking
it's getting
line,
towards the
getting out
end.
of
You
line.
have to be within 30 feet of me.
Yeah. So if you guys are flying,
I got plus 10 to stealth anyways.
Okay. Well, if you don't care about my... Are you going to stick around me with Pass Without Trace or no?
Yeah, we're supposed to.
You just
and I'll
understand.
say you guys can like try and fly over. You can fly over the gate, like to be hidden from anyone. Like that would be on these routes or things like that.
I see.
Basically taking the most stealthy route possible over the wall.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So you're gonna go straight for that. Not gonna try and fuck with the gate or anything.
Yeah, and I'm going to try and... is there dim light around there that I can teleport to?
We'll say. I don't know if there's-
So that we can all enter the same area?
Is it enter the same area?
Yeah.
How are you doing this? Just to make sure.
He's gonna shadow
Just do a
teleport.
shadow step up there. So I can shadow step 60 feet.
Yeah. Just to make sure, where are you shadow stepping?
You
to?
said they were going down there, right?
Going over there. Yeah. Okay. And what would you like to do?
The same thing. I would like a roop up there.
So you're just shadow stepping.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's west. So yeah.
Where's the green fire?
the green fire is in. It's actually just past the closed.
Yeah. So yeah, I would try and shadow step up there with them. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and stick around them so that we can all be stealthy.
Okay, and I would say that you can like shadow step up onto the wall.
Yeah.
Because the sun is basically on the far side
Okay.
of this image.
Perfect.
Cool. So you can go up onto the wall, and then so
Should we all roll stealth?
yeah, roll stealth.
I think all of us probably, even the ones outside.
Well, we'll have you roll stealth, and then I'll
Yeah.
figure out what you guys are doing.
28.
Yeah, I'm keeping a good distance
Do
away.
you
Yeah,
get a
that's what
bonus
I-
with yours?
That's it.
Yeah,
Yes.
add plus 10.
31.
What'd
you get? 31? Nice. Me too.
You're super stealthy on those
They're brooms.
brooms. Okay, so there's that, and then the rest of the party. What did you want to be doing at this time?
I'm assuming we're hiding and watching. Yeah.
Yeah, hiding, and like with eyesight on the gate. What do you
I'm
think
just.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, it's the road itself is pretty open leading up to this place. It's kind of it was kind of the point is that they built this on a very good choke point. It's essentially on a cliff. So you guys could hide. It would essentially mean just hiding behind the curve of the mountain as the road curves
Like
around
we can still see
to the past. Yeah, so
So
I'd
I
say
assumed we hadn't walked around much further past that, and we're just looking.
looking
at
enough.
it,
Yeah,
at it.
Yeah.
And you mainly want to be in Featherfall range. Is that correct?
That's
And that's
exactly what I'm
60
looking
feet,
at.
right?
Yeah, it's 60.
Yeah, so you can do that. Yeah, you guys can be around 50, 60 feet away and be in essentially the stealthy position behind the
Okay.
mountain. So you all can roll stealth as well.
disadvantage. Cool. 6.
24.
Clang, clang.
20.
There's a group
Group
check
check.
and we're fine.
What was yours, Anka?
24.
Okay, and so you're teleporting up onto the wall, and you two are sort of slipping, flying over on the broom
Yeah.
in order to get past, and then do what?
We want to look inside the courtyard if we can, see if
See what we see. See if there are any like switches or anything to deactivate or open the portcullis, deactivate the fire,
looking
or
primarily for guards.
guards. Yeah, any kind of defenses. We are gathering information.
Yeah.
and looking for a way, because there's no way past this, right? Besides like going through it. There's no like you can't just go around it.
It seems like the easiest way is through. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're trying to find a way. Trying to see if there's
Oh, I
anything
know
that we
what
need to
we
be worried
could
about.
Do they get past? That might take a little bit of time,
For
but
the brooms?
no, we could have 2 people fly over to the brooms, 1 person stay there, the other person at the broom fly back and bring the broom and just do that.
And then just everybody flies the broom up.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
we
no
have
boundaries.
2 brooms, so we can have a broom ferry system.
I
if we
think
really
you have to
want
attune to the broom, do you?
We're not gonna have
Yeah.
these for long.
We
Our-
still have the option of a broom ferry system, but it takes a very long time.
Well,
A
also,
short rest.
Yeah,
Every
and
single
also, if there's no enemies, you might as well just find a way to open the gate.
Yep.
If
There's
the
no
fire
reason
is,
not
does
to
it take
take
a
a
short
long
rest
time.
every time?
Because you have to attune to it, if you have to attune to it.
Do we have
That's
to?
the thing. If you know the command word, then and that just lets
That's
you
good.
use it. But it
No.
isn't broom of
No,
flying.
you don't.
So
No.
it's just as long as you know the command word.
Take like
Yep, command word.
20 minutes or something.
Yeah, it
Probably
wouldn't
not
take that
even.
long.
It's a few
No.
minutes, yeah.
Probably like 10 minutes.
No, so we have broom ferry system because we
Yeah,
have
and you can
two
also
people.
you can also send it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, are you all still all going over at the same time, or are you just going to send one person first, or what are you guys doing?
I
The
mean,
3 of us are, or
Yeah, we still want to see,
Stealthy
see
recon.
what's here first.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're still
It's just an
stealthy.
idea for later.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys, you float up on Toil and Trouble, up to the top of the 20 feet walls, and you get to float over and look down to what is beyond. At the same time that Essentia just really silently, you hear barely his footfalls as he lands on the roof above. As he does that, and you all float over, beginning to look down. The statues that you saw on the top of the wall shift of and morph and pulse, and you watch as their bulging muscles take flesh and they animate, and
Demon
you see
vultures.
wings as these two things, newly alive, spring into action.
Oh fuck.
Well, that's
They're demonic vultures.
We're going to begin next session rolling initiative.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's like,
it's-
well, here we go. Yeah, next session.
I was thinking it's probably too late.
You guys,
to actually
you guys
fight
decided to
these.
go over the walls, and so
Over the garden wall.
Yeah, he did point them out to us.
Yeah, it's true.
It's okay, we'll see that and we'll be like, oh shit. Again, with Farden having to run for like 3 rounds.
Or we just fly
No, I'm gonna grab you
Yes.
and I'm gonna
and we
probably.
established you guys.
I'm gonna grab one.
60 feet